fair. It'd be very fitting for this program.
I don't know why people watch this show. I saw like Tyler Breeze was streaming earlier, and we like quadruple his viewership.
Wait, like, in what sense? Like, on video on demand or
No,
live?
on live. Like he had like 5 people watching him.
You're just burying Tyler Breeze. Like, why are we doing this?
I like Tyler Breeze. There just
I know.
wasn't a lot of people tuned in for it.
There's a lot of stuff like that in wrestling, bro. There's a
There
lot
really
of wrestling
is.
podcasts
Like-
that we destroy a number as.
Yeah.
So, you know.
There's so much content. Like you can't be looking
There
at
is.
all this stuff, man.
I mean, I know that the Buddy Matthews man is on Twitch now, and I'm sure we kicked the shit out of him too.
Is he on Twitch?
Exactly. Exactly.
I know Tucker was. I mean, he still is on Twitch, but like, I feel like everybody that gets released just starts a Twitch channel, and
Yeah.
it just always goes so under the radar. Like,
We should gatekeep Twitch. Good evening, folks. It's a tremendous day here in Britville. I don't know why I'm saying Brit, actually, because it feels like we're very much divided these times, so I'll just say England.
I thought you were talking about Britt Baker. I was like, huh?
No. Britspur, we call that, pal.
Oh, yeah, that's Britsburg. That's what confused me.
Yeah. It really does feel like it's coming home, and I don't know how I feel about that. I told Jeremy that I'm just going to try and embrace it. I'm going to try and embrace the expectation. I'm not the one playing anyway. At worst, they are losers, and I'm not, you know? This is the way I'm looking at this. This is the way I'm thinking about it. But it's kind of wide open for us to actually, at the very least, make the final. So we shall see. You guys were out drawing Colt Cabana yesterday.
Yeah, see?
He's a television star too, you know.
We're bigger than all these people.
We are. They would beat us up in fights though, so.
Yeah,
I
but they're
think-
on our side. Like, Twitch streamers, we just all stick together.
Is that true?
I don't know. I feel like it should
Yeah,
be, right?
I feel like that's objectively not true. But
All us wrestling Twitch streamers stick together. We're all friends.
I know that's not true because I'm not friends with many Twitch wrestling streamers, so that's it's
Really?
difficult.
Who do you have heat with?
I mean, there's one guy that like has his whole platform. His whole platform is down here that probably doesn't like me very much. One
Why?
English guy.
Do what?
There's one English guy that this is like his only platform now. Probably not going to like me very much for that reason.
Why do I not know who you're talking about?
I don't know. I mean, it's the same heat you've got with him, so.
Oh, I didn't know he was on Twitch. Maybe that's why I didn't
Yeah,
realize.
that's why.
Okay.
That's
well.
that's where all of his shit is now. Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Is
Dude, I don't keep up with these stuff after we
By the
bury
way-
these people.
I don't know why I'm saying like I'm talking about he's not. If Tom Colohue sees this, Tom, I have no beef with you. Like I honestly, I don't give a shit. You know, I mean, at this point, I've very much reached a comfort of like I think all media is bad, especially wrestling media, and I'm just glad I'm on a site that's not shitty. Like I'm not judging because I have friends that do dumb shit in wrestling media. So Tom, God bless. I'm sorry that I called you out for your shit. Someone else should have done it with more rep. I apologise, bro. I wish you well.
Wow. That was very friendly. Fuck Tom Colohue and anybody associated with him.
Yeah, look, it's true. Let's be real. Let's be real. We both got powers that do some unsavoury shit in this game.
Yeah.
You know, like it is.
I don't like any of them either. Fuck Alex
No,
McCarthy, Louis Dangor, all these guys. All these Brits, they all suck except for you, Joseph. Can't stand any of them.
Hang on a second. Hang on. Let's rein this in a little bit. I'm looking at the chat here. Firstly, I'm Crackerjack. Thought we were talking about both Nick Aldis and Bill Ospreay, which fucking rules.
Do we have heat with Ospreay?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He doesn't know who we are.
Bill's Mafia made a fool of us and explained that actually Colt Cabana was on subscriber only, so he wasn't outdrawing him at all in any kind of fair metric.
Oh.
Colligo for Prez put over your Bud Murph Wesley Blake confusion. And then Ray Callahan, who is a pal, says, and I quote, I saw the Sasha shit and I thought of Joe. Why?
Why are you thinking of Joe?
Yeah, don't think of me. I actually am interested by this, Ray. By the way, I do have to listen. I am, firstly, I ain't saying shit about the anti-vax stuff because, like, I'll be sitting there listening to Freddie Gibbs and not giving a fuck. Like, you know, I'm not. I'm not sweating that. It's dumb. That's as far as it goes. Like, for you, because like, what am I supposed to do? Say she ain't good? Yeah, I just don't. I was talking with my brother earlier. Like, my line of objective criticism is like, have they done something that's outwardly immoral in a sort of direct sense to someone else? And this is not the right way to live your life, folks. You can judge people internally on a much less lenient basis. But as wrestling critics, I think it'd be awful silly of me to go, well, this Sasha Banks match was great, but she's seemingly anti-vax based on her Instagram likes. So, like, I feel like that would be absurd. If we get to that point in any kind of conversation, I feel like we're kind of fucked, you know? Because the other thing, too, with this legit boss, is like, I'm not trying to defend her, but she wasn't sharing it. Like, she's just being dumb and liking stuff, you know?
She shared one thing on her Instagram stories, I believe.
Oh, well, sorry. All I'm saying is, like, look, we have to draw a line somewhere, because otherwise we're not going to be able to review any wrestling or talk about any wrestling. A lot of these people are uneducated.
Yes.
And maybe uneducated is a generous way of saying it, but, like, it's true. I mean, quite literally true in some of these cases. So
I think the biggest thing is, like, just don't look up to these people. Like, just don't.
Yeah.
Like, just, I feel bad for those people that, and we've mentioned him on this platform before, but you know Danny, the big Sasha Banks fan on Twitter. You always do this. You're like, no idea.
Right, but I don't want to, like, I don't know him well enough to, like, dunk on the poor guy.
No, I'm not dunking on him at all. Like, I feel
Okay.
bad for him. He hasn't logged on in like 3 days, dude. Like, since this news came out.
Yeah, but I don't. If this makes you sweat, like, I think that's probably because he's getting shit. Like, I'll be honest with you, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, don't build your brand around like just an entire wrestler. And
I don't know if he. See, here's the thing. I don't know if he was, like, aware or not, because Bob O'Neill was definitely aware of this shit. Because he'd suggested this to me, and I was like, Bob, she just liked the Gina Carano tweet, shut the fuck up. And he seemed to know this was going to come out. I don't know if Danny or everyone else, like, I don't know Danny, you know? All I would say is, when Ed Kingston shot on the World Wrestling Federation, I got DMs like I was his fucking dad, you know? I mean, like, and you know, Jeremy, I'm not an idiot. Like, I'm just like, I like Eddie Kingston. Like, I'm not asking him to be some sort of moral high ground. I'm sure that Danny's the same with Sasha, whoever the fuck, I don't know. I feel bad. Sometimes we can just admire and respect people without making them these sort of ultimate godlike figures. You know, like, there's a lot to admire about Sasha Banks, isn't there? I mean,
yes.
she could be dumb, but also be. I know you're not saying this. I'm just thinking out loud about the situation. It's like there's a lot to be admired about Sasha Banks. She's a brilliant professional wrestler who has, like, maximised the craft and is a genius at it, and by all accounts seems to be a good human being. What I would say is, and I can't believe we're doing this on a major platform like Fightful Gaming, but this is what we do here. What I would say is, now that this has come out, I'm talking to people in direct messages. Yeah, someone's sending Danny shit, and that's what I mean. I don't, like, bless the guy, man. I don't know how he's dealing with it. I'm sure he just doesn't want to get shit on Twitter, so good luck to him. But my thing is, someone sent me a quote from Kyrie Sane being like, yeah, Sasha give her healing stones when she got concussed or something. It's like, she just seems like she's just one of those people, man. When I meet those people in real life, I kind of roll my eyes. She's great at wrestling, that doesn't mean she's great at other things, you know? I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Look, I feel bad for Danny to the fact that I'm sure he is getting a bunch of shit, and that's why he hasn't logged on in a couple
Fightful
of days.
Faithful.
Appreciate the follow. The Emil City Kid 617. Appreciate it. Yeah, I feel bad for him, and I hope he's doing okay. My overall point is just, like, don't look up to these people. Don't put them on some pedestal when you do not know them, and some shit might come out, or you learn that they don't have this moral high ground just because they're, like, a great wrestler that you've attached yourself to.
Yes, and in the same light, don't suddenly take moral high ground that now that someone else's favourite wrestler has made a fool of themselves, because your favourite wrestler is probably also going to make a fool of themselves, you know?
Yes. Yeah, you don't need to go dunk on people for this shit.
Yes.
Just, all right, that's their opinion. You can say what you want about, like, don't attack the fan base and everything. But I probably shouldn't say but. I'm gonna catch heat for this. Like, the Sasha fans are like,
no, look, and this is why I find it difficult to kind of talk about objectively because I understand why some people are firing. So, like someone like Bob O'Neill, he baits them all the time and they always attack him. And this was his chance to kind of victory lap, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to debate. I assume they're not going to debate this one.
Yeah.
My genuine take on it is, and this is what I'm about to say, I'm aware this is absolutely laced with privilege because there are people that lost their life to COVID. And if you really sit down and think about what it means to be like suggestive that it isn't real, which she wasn't, her liked posts, some of them were, that's very offensive when you really think about it, right? Can we agree on that much? Like, people lost their life to COVID, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
At the same time, that doesn't mean she's like a piece of shit.
Right.
And there's a lot of evidence she's a very good person. So I take these things never too up, never too down for me, you know?
I'm the same way.
It's like we talked about Jericho yesterday, right? There's a lot about Jericho we could put as a knock against him. His peers still love him, and you know, I don't know. It's complicated, man. It's complicated, and I know it's easy for me to say, right? I'm the white male, so me being able to just be like, just judge them on how they treat you, bro. Like that's very, very easy for me to say, and I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, in my job, my position, and I think you're the same, Jeremy. It's like we will. Unless someone is really, really spreading a certain message that's dangerous, and I mean spreading, not just doing it on their own account, that's when I'll start to be a point where it's like, I ain't even going to talk about their shit anymore. You know? Now, but she hasn't done that as far as I know. She put something on her Instagram story, but I don't know what that was, so I can't comment. But for the most part, she's just liking dumb stuff. Is that ideal? No. Am I, like, going to stop talking about her matches? Fuck no. Like, come on, man. It's wrestling. Like, what are you... I don't know. The biggest thing about this is, I know we're talking about this a lot, but fuck it. I don't want to, I don't want to talk about anything else. This is interesting because I mean it is a worthwhile conversation. It's like I'm not a believer in this kind of growing ideology of LOL cancel culture again. I don't believe in that kind of like let's pretend that's just immediately a bad thing that we're judging people doing bad stuff. But I also don't believe in the extremes of it sometimes. Like, you know, Bob O'Neill tweeted, he's like, you should definitely hold your faves accountable when they do something wrong. And I was like, why? Like, why? Like, I'm not his dad. I'm not her dad. I could just be like, that sucks. You see what I'm saying? So, obviously there's a level. If someone gets accused of saying, I mean, you know, extreme, you obviously don't want to associate yourself with them people. But, like, I mean, there's a happy balance to be found here, Jeremy. That's my take. What do you think?
I like your point of like just not going too up or too down. Like, all right, if you want to hold your faves accountable and stuff, fine. This is why I just don't have favorites. So like I just don't have to get involved in any of this. Like I can praise who I want. I'll joke about with what I want, and like that's kind of it. I don't think I think stan culture is just a slippery slope as it is, and anytime you get into that kind of culture, like if you ride very hard for a single person, you're just gonna get that back, and I don't think that's right, and I don't think anybody should ride hard for a single person because shit like this comes out, and then like it almost feels like your world's collapsing when it's like that this person like probably doesn't know you and has their own beliefs and everything. Just kind of keep to yourself with a lot of this. As far as like Sasha, I'm with you. Like we're gonna keep discussing her matches and stuff. I don't think she can like what she wants. She's not going like Drake Wirtz and spreading like a dangerous message here. She's just kind of putting or liking dumb stuff on Instagram and whatnot until it becomes a backlash of that high. Then you know we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But look, she's not the first wrestler to like some dumb shit. She won't be the last. I mean, plenty of her peers have liked dumb shit as well. And did they get dunked on as hard? Maybe not, because yeah, I do think her fans they're her fans, and they are they're on a different level than a lot of stans. And I don't like any of that shit. Like I just don't like any of it.
It's very hard this because my kind of gut reaction is I agree. And I think you and I have a very similar ideology, which is like, because we're both sport fans, we see it as like, that's my guy. But sports teams always change, right? Yeah. So like, you root with a guy, they play for you, and you root for them when they leave, but you ain't going to sit there and like cry about it, because that's just the way it goes. It's a door, a revolving door.
I cried when Kevin Durant left.
That was very different circumstances. That was like, he was like Fredo, he like stabbed you in the back, you know? But in the same way, I have friends that are stans, and I think there is there's a positive version of that fandom. So this is where I really struggle with it. So I've spoke about this before. I can't believe we're doing this. I spoke about this before, and I like some things of how Sasha Banks fans support her. Like the idea of an just unconditional fandom of her as a performer. That I saw a lot of fans that are very pro WWE just being like, I'm out. There's no Sasha Banks, and I fuck with that, man. I think that's cool. That's their favorite wrestler. They don't want to pretend that she's a loser because she went home for a few months. They waited, and then they took her aside when she told her story. So I'm with that. I just think probably the tip would be, don't be as outspoken about other wrestlers, because then when it comes your day to get dunked on, all of a sudden it's a layup line. So that's probably the main thing. Just keep to yourself. And in fairness, Jeremy, and I think you can back me on this, and I back you on it. We very seldom tweet about this stuff, do we? We very, very seldom do we delve into these unless someone has really made an idiot of themselves.
Right.
We mostly leave it to I think we should kind of be above it on platforms we're on. But it's an interesting conversation to have, especially when you've got the chat that can dive in.
Well, I would much rather have these conversations on this platform, because we're having an actual Twitter is not the place for any type of actual discussion and discourse. We've learned that many, many times. And that's why I don't tweet about any of that shit. I tweet about shows and stuff of what's happening on that, but for a lot of just real world issues and whatnot, I don't tweet about any of that when it comes to wrestling. One, because you're right about I do think there are positives about stan culture, and if you're gonna ride for your person, ride for your person. It is when you start attacking other wrestlers and other fan bases that you get yourself in trouble, because then it can come back around, and then of course now you're going to get attacked because you've been attacking all of these other people. That's why I say just kind of keep to yourself on this stuff. You want to promote your person, sure, but you don't need to go after all these other people, because then if something bad does happen, people are gonna go after you. And I feel that Danny will sometimes do that, but I was trying to, I don't know, what did I do wrong now, Joseph?
I just don't know why Danny's getting fucking eviscerated.
I don't know, I feel bad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him, Joseph.
He comes on my timeline with cool Daniel Bryan stuff sometimes.
I know. For the most part, he does keep to himself, but there was an incident recently where he didn't, and so I was just I feel bad. I reached out to him. I DM'd him. I hope he's okay. He doesn't even follow me.
Oh, you're pals. Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
He doesn't even follow me.
So why did you DM him? Why are we doing this?
Because I think he's a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy.
Okay, good. So you didn't DM him LOL, got ya?
No, I DM'd him and I said, I hope you're okay. I don't know this is why he logged off. I assumed it is, but I just hope he's okay. Seems like a nice guy. He tweets a lot of... Yeah, he tweets a lot of wrestling shit that honestly, news-wise, he's actually helpful in that, because he'll find certain articles that I'm oh, this is good. And he finds Instagram posts and stuff, so he's helpful in that regard, even though he probably doesn't know that he's helping me out. He just seems like a nice guy, so I just hope he's okay. And I started off by talking about him, and so that's why I brought it back to everything with how
I
he was
hope Danny is well. Danny, I hope you're well. I mean, my guess is, based on the fact I see you talking about other wrestling shit that comes on my timeline, including that Steve Austin video. He was the person that brought out, when he's drinking the beer.
Yeah.
My guess is you just don't want to put up with assholes in your DMs, which I get very much, because I have received very similar about many wrestlers that I have made my fandom public of. I never comment, and sometimes one of my favourite wrestlers will make a dumb fuck of themselves, and people will come to me in DMs and be like, LOL, you ducking this shit. And it's no, I don't talk about it ever.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
This is
that's my take on it.
This is why I don't have favorites, Joseph. Everyone just knows I hate everybody. If Luther gets in trouble, then I'm fucked. Then people are going to DM me and be like, hey, do you have to comment on this? Anybody else, I'm safe from. I'm good.
I mean, I guess so. But that also, imagine being you but not having to cover it, and you would never watch it. So, it's hard for people to put themselves in your position, because you watch it because it's your gig. If you watched wrestling the way you watch it without it being your gig, it would be the most awful experience ever. You don't like anyone.
No, everyone's horrible.
Okay, hang on. I do want to give a shout out because Colio for Prez left this wonderful comment, and he says, "Last summer he was dealing with some pretty bad depression, which me same, bro, me same. Last July I was fucked up. I was in a bad place. Not last July. My apologies. 2019. And he says, you guys doing TEW helped me out. I could always look forward to Saturday for new episodes. Jeremy rage quitting was a fitting end. And he says he loves the series and all that good stuff. And he hopes we continue with TEW after the Rib winning. We absolutely will. Listen, this series is a continuation of the root of the distraction, because that's when Jeremy and I first connected, was TEW. So
was it?
Yes, because in 2019 I came on as the lead MMA writer.
Yes.
And then we decided in the chat, we had some fun, and we decided we were going to do a Monday Night Wars one, where I was WCW and WWF. And then I went to, it was actually 2 years, almost exactly to this week, I went to Portugal on holiday, and the gig, I'd only had it for a month or so, and the gig was just not for me. And that's why I always stress, and that's why I'm also never going to comment on wrestling media people anymore. And I mean that, like, whether it's Collar Hugh, fucking Ringside News, whatever, I don't care. Like, the one thing I'll always say consistently is those on the news round are savages, because I couldn't do that shit. And I was in Portugal, and I had like a nervous breakdown, man. I couldn't deal with it. And on the last day, I messaged Sean and was like, I'm done, man. I can't do it. Like, if you want to just let me, like, just get rid of me off the site, I get it, because I kind of let you down here. I've done it for a month and quit. And he was like, nah, do some features. And I went home, man, and I just didn't, like, we didn't follow up on that TEW series.
Yeah.
You know, because I was just out of the game. Like, I think I did a couple features, but for the most part, I was kind of done. And then as 2019 comes to a close, I left Fightful for like just a month or some shit. And like, I was going to just stop, like actually retire. I joke about it a lot, but I was actually done. And then you messaged me. I came back on board to do features for 2020, and you messaged me and was like, do you want to do this podcast? And I'd always wanted to do a podcast because I thought my personality could pull it off. But I am very, like, I'm not good at just diving in, you know? Like, I'll stand on the edge of the pool for a year. So you kind of just put me in a position where I just show up, and I was rolling then. And then you look where we're at now, and it's like, look, man, we ain't got, like, you know, the most popular wrestling podcast in the world.
False.
But, like, we got a popular wrestling podcast. like seriously, I mean, we said it about it earlier, but there are a lot of wrestlers that have wrestling podcasts that don't, like, touch our numbers. And I'm pretty proud of that, because guest-wise, we've had, like, how many TV stars we had as guests? Just Ricky and Luther on the actual flagship, right?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
I mean, you see, Jeremy, you do the transcriptions. They're a podcast that get big stars every single week.
Yeah.
They don't do our numbers.
No.
Like, and I'm proud of that, because that means people come for us, and that's very valuable to me. We've currently got, I believe, like 52 patrons, which is like unfathomable. Like, I can't believe that's a real thing. Can you? Like, when we started the show, we did 300 views, dude. We've now got over 50 people that are like, yes, I will support these people financially. Like, monetarily, I will support these people. Like, that's wild to me. So it's all, you know, for me, it's like, it's amazing how little moments like that can reshape your direction. And I always will think of TEW as a start of it, because that's the reason that you thought I could do this podcast, right? Let's think about it. That's why you knew we had some chemistry on here. So that's very cool to me.
Let me devise my answer as I read that Sean Burby has subscribed 6 months now, resubscribing at tier 1. He says, it'll be sad to see BPW end if you're not able to sign the Fiend. His contract's not up, man. No, excited to see what's next in the TEW series. Thanks for all the hours of entertainment. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. And he also mentions that he is a patron as well. It is crazy that, it's crazy that, like, more than 10 people, like, have subscribed to our stupid Patreon, considering, you know, we do some content, but, and you carry most of the content, but it's not, like, a ton of stuff. You're basically just, you're subscribing, you're not getting, like, scoops or anything, like
No.
unless it's for our silly show. But you're just subscribing for like some article stuff we write, like kind of blogish stuff, and just supporting kind of what we do in general, which is really cool. And then they subscribe to the Twitch, which is carried by us, and they watch the show. Like, it is crazy. As far as, I'd completely forgotten that I knew we talked about TEW in the chat, like because I knew we talked. I'd forgotten we like discussed doing like a Monday Night Wars thing, and then everything happened. But I like, even those, you were in the chat for like what, a month? Yeah, like even that. What?
It's a legendary month.
It really is. It really is. Like that month, like that, I could tell them like, oh yeah, we get on well. We banter a lot. Like there was a nice little back and forth between us, and that kind of continued on Twitter when you left and everything. And then I just had the idea of like, all right, I think we mesh personality wise to where we can do a podcast. And that's when I sent you the DM when I was stoned at like 3 a.m. And all my good ideas happen, and here we are. Shit.
It's cool, man. It's very, very cool. I mean, I remember Andrew, us three, and then listen, Northwood, man, we're probably going to fuck up at some point. I've always been very aware of that.
I assume I fuck up every day.
Like, no, seriously, like there's shit I say on this show that's probably dumb, and when we get bigger, I'll be held accountable, and that's fine. Just make sure I do not do the thing where I'm like, LOL, they're trying to get me again. Like, I'm not, like, if I mess up, I mess up.
I'm pulling out the Notes app. Are you kidding me? I'm going straight to the Notes apology.
Man. I don't mind, because the thing is, I do get it. Like, some of us are trusted to be on big platforms, and you and I use ours very leniently.
Yes.
So like, if I mess up, I mess up. I don't mind. I think what makes people upset about stuff is often it's like there's people that are like waiting in the wings to attack, which is kind of a bummer, but like, what are you going to do, right? You mess up, you mess up. No, it's also, I remember Andrew in the chat, and like, to think that's 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild, man. It's pretty wild. I mean, Andrew's obviously, I wish I could talk to him more. He's very successful, very busy. But I'd always remember that month. It was fun. We had a good time. We had a lot of back and forth in the chat. It was good stuff.
It was a very fun month. Andrew messaged me last night. You know the Pro Wrestling Junkies?
Yeah, the frauds.
Yeah, they're big time frauds.
Got 3 messages about it today.
Did you? You get way more DMs than I do. It's honestly insane. Like, I would not have known about this story if like Andrew didn't message me, and Andrew messaged me because he knows that I also listen to those and cover them. But otherwise, like, nobody messaged me about this shit, and you got 3 messages.
I'm in the business, Sean gave me a mega scoop. If I was an asshole to Sean Rossett, I would put it on distraction choice.
Oh, if I was an asshole to Sean Rossett, I'd put a lot of it on distraction choice. You would put a lot more of it,
because you got like full-on access to the Sean Rossett scoops. But yeah,
really undercut that shit. But then I'd be fired and I wouldn't have anything to do. So
and that's the other thing. Like, listen, I don't know what we're doing here tonight. We're gonna book at some point, guys.
Maybe.
But we're sitting and talking shop. It's like, I joined Fightful in January 2017. Okay, and Fightful's pull at that time was they had some colourful, like analyst guys. Like so Alex, Hawkins, who I love, both of those guys. But I know Alex a lot more than Jeff, but Jeff seems to actually like our podcast, which I find to be so embarrassing for him because he's a smart guy.
Alex does too. Like, people
that seems on brand for Alex, right? Like, that's the sort of shit he would like. They're both great. We loved them both, but the draw was, it was, you had that kind of analysis, but Sean obviously was the centerpiece coming from Wrestling Inc. And it's like, people like listening to Sean review the shows. It's incredible to me that now we're nearly 5 years removed from it, 4.5 years. And he's like, Sean is, and I'm not blowing smoke, I'm not that guy, like, I don't tweet this shit, but like, Sean is like he's the scoopster.
Sean's the top guy. Like,
yeah, and you know this, like, Sean's been very good to me. Before I was in that group chat, we hadn't talked much, right? Like, I'm pretty standoffish generally. So like, I talk with Sean, we have some cool conversations, but I'm not like in his DMs every day going back and forth, you know what I mean? But like, I am very, very proud and happy for him that like he's, I mean, he's killing it, man. And recently, I actually had to check him and be like, bro, you got to start arguing with these people on Twitter because, like, I argue with them because they're on my level and they're people that have, you know, I've been friends with and not friends with. He's way above that bullshit on Twitter, man. You know, like, you can't win as a wrestling media person because some of these people want it to just be like Disneyland and it's like fantasy, and they don't realize. To be quite frank, and which is without saying anything that's insider, but you and I know this very well. If only they knew the people that Sean talks to.
Right.
If only they knew. I mean, the delusion of some of these fans is incredible to me. He's number one. You know, to be on, and it's never lost on me that I got lucky. I just sent a DM to Sean when it was like 6 months old, and I'm here, and I've stayed. So he's wild.
Sean and I, here's behind the scenes. Before the SmackDown show on Friday, it was the first time Sean and I had talked on camera in like a month, because we really only talk on camera. Like, you know, we type in the Skype chat. We're always talking that way, but like face to face, like we only do it like before the show and then during the show and then maybe a little bit after the show. Otherwise, it's all through text messaging type apps, mainly Skype. So it's the first time we talked on camera in a month, and it was Friday, and you know, it was a busy day, very busy day on Friday, and we're just putting ourselves over. That's what we're doing. Like, and Sean's like, I'm the fucking best at this, and for a long time, this is true words.
You really gonna blow up his spot?
Yeah, fuck it. Because I said the same thing. And he's like, you know, for a long time, I didn't want to say that and everything. But he's like, I am. And, like, I'm proud to say that. And I have no problem saying that. And he's like, and you're the best at what you do. And, like, and you should be proud of that, too. Because this shit is not easy. But we excel at what we are paid to do in the field that we are in. And, like, I have a hard time saying that I'm the best. Because I don't actually believe it. Do I think I'm very, very good considering all my roles and stuff? Yes, I do think I'm very, very good. Am I the best? Probably. But we were just putting ourselves over on this shit. There you go! We're the fucking best! Fuck everybody else, Joseph!
I mean, it's always been that, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's, you know... The thing is I barely consume any Fightful contents. The idea of me, like, putting over someone else is very small, you know? Like, I have a lot of friends. I'm not watching your shit. You know, the thing about wrestling media that's fun is we all have many pals, because most people are the same, right? We're all just fans, basically, yeah. And it's like we're all pals, but like none of us, if we're being honest, watch each other's shit. Like, how? We definitely don't. You and I, we watch nothing else. It rules so much.
I legitimately, I will listen to Andrew's podcast. That's, like, legit the only other podcast that I listen to. It's once a month. So, like, it's easy to just sit through it one week in a month and just listen to it. Other stuff, obviously reading. Like, I'll read all my friends' shit. I don't know about you, Joseph, but... I used to. Used to? Not anymore?
I used to, like, really help and promote stuff, and then I just, you know, sold my soul, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, I find it really difficult now. We do so much content, and it's like my schedule just doing this is very, very busy, you know? And now I'm starting to write this book, and it is difficult. So, like, the idea to me of reading wrestling features was once very fun. Not so fun now, gotta be honest. But if someone sends me something, I'll try it. But it's like, we do a lot of hours, man. And what is it you said? I know you was joking earlier. You was like, you produce 20 hours of content each week. It's like,
joking.
I mean, we get up there, though, right? In hours, like, yeah. You know, 2 hours. It's like you look at it all together. I mean, Thursdays for like a 5-hour block sometimes. It's like, wow, it's a lot. So I am, and that's not me complaining. I know that a lot of people would love this platform, so I don't take it for granted. I'm just saying that's why, like, I'm not like diving into wrestling podcasts. And the other thing is, I'm big on the idea that you need to have your own shit, because like I see some people in wrestling media that are like clones, man. Like, they're like whatever this guy said or that account said, they're just gonna like just blow that up and make an article out of it. And that to me is the lamest stuff ever. Like, have your own opinion at least, you know? It's not talking about anyone in particular. But, you know, there's some people just saying, like, could you have anything to say for yourself? Or are you just gonna like wait until someone tweets a take and then like write an article about that take? Do you have anything? You just gonna say like this guy good, that guy bad over and over again? Like, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't think we're experts by any means, and there's a lot of wrestling I need to watch. There's so much pro wrestling I need to like, and I've actually got this in my little book where I have like my daily stuff. Like there's stuff I'm exploring and hitting because I want to be in a position where I can't be touched in terms of knowledge, and I'm so far away from that, you know. But at the same time, like you can't say that we don't have our own, we don't think for ourselves. Some people, man. You know? And it is bad because we don't want to be, as wrestling media people, we're already boxed in as cliche, like, smart marks, you know? Like, oh, of course they're going to love, like, this and that. It's like, and a lot of that is me, right? Like, I like AEW. I do a lot of fed bad bullshit. Like, so I am that cliche. But you can never say I'm not fair to the talent, WWE, right? Like... Right. I'm not going to be doing the thing where I pretend Randy Orton's bad. Like, I ain't doing it. Now, look, will I say that he has limitations? Yes, because I'm not going to also sit there and say, well, Dax Harwood said he's the best wrestler ever, so I'm going to pretend the same thing. Like, Randy's got big flaws. I find so many people, they're, like, so desperate to hit the familiar notes, they lose any, like, opinion for themselves. I don't know, it's interesting. I mean, we're just dunking on other people now, so this is probably not a good podcast, but... This is a genuine post show. This is the sort of thing Jeremy and I would do without anyone watching, so what are you going to do?
Yeah, we're going to, like, start booking, and our viewership's just going to, like, cut in half. I'm like, oh, these dorks are playing their stupid video game now.
And I do think also, Sean Burby mentioned, you know, the podcast that just covered Japanese wrestling. I see so many people, what I just said, so many people would pair that with Voices Wrestling. And I do not follow the Voice Wrestling just because I am like have so much wrestling on my timeline that I basically only follow people that follow me back, right? That's just the way I honestly like. But I'll tell you something, man, and I mean this sincerely. So, firstly, I tried to get on their site about 5 years ago, and I did not get on, and I'm not bitter about it one bit. I promise. No, but so my genuine take on them is, I have such an admiration for how much wrestling they watch. Yes. And while you may have to fit their takes on WWE in one box, like they are actually our Voices of Wrestling. They watch so much more than you or I. Yeah. And I respect their take 100%. So like, I don't always agree with their thing. Whenever I say stuff like, I'm not knocking them because they do think for themselves, man. Like 100%, they watch 101 hours. Like and it's the same thing with Steven Jensen. Steven Jensen doesn't say anything to me. It's like, bro, you watch that shit. I ain't gonna hate on it, you know. I think some people pretend they're that way and they're not. Is my point. Yes. Not the Voice of Wrestling. I would never say that about them. I respect their opinion, 100%.
No, I think I like both those guys, and I share messages with more Rich, but like their WWE stuff is what it is. They're just not gonna like it, and so their takes are what they are on that, and so I've learned to just ignore that. But yeah, like they're tweeting about like these Germany shows and stuff that nobody else is watching, and like All Japan and whatnot. Like they actually watch this stuff, and like yeah, they definitely think for themselves, and they have podcasts on their network that cover all of this shit too, like just singular focus on like the British scene or the Japanese scene or the Mexico scene and stuff. Yeah. Like if you want to knock them for their WWE takes, sure, if it doesn't align with your stuff or you think if they go too hard one way or another, like I get that. But to act like they actually don't think for themselves and just like hate this stuff to hate it, like I don't know what to tell you. Because they do consume like way, way more than probably anybody else out there. I'm sure there's like people who do consume a lot, but like Joe especially like consumes like so much of that stuff. Mm-hmm. And bless them, because like I ain't doing it. I don't even pretend like I consume this shit anymore.
And that was a topic today, right? So you talk about DMs. I had a couple of them that were like, LOL, this guy's getting dunked on for not watching the stuff he covers, and you do it as a gimmick. And I was like, yeah, that's not, you're not kidding. But I mean, I'm a firm believer in the idea that like there are enough completionist, kind of there are enough. I'll put it this way. There are not enough people that watch the amount of wrestling the Voice of Wrestling folks do that cover it. I think that's actually really commendable. But there are more than enough people that force themselves to watch Raw for the sake of reviewing it. And I don't need to be one of those guys. So I guess, by the way, Sean just mentioned the Purocast. I haven't listened in a while. Just a tremendous podcast. I
Yeah.
mean, that's great. I listened to the root of that thing, the first version of that many often, but I haven't listened to much since it came back just because I again don't listen to wrestling podcasts. But yeah, it's I kind of reached this conclusion of when we first started the podcast. My take was like, I'm going to watch all this stuff and be a professional, and I'm going to like collect notes and it's like, I mean, my audience doesn't seem to want me to do this, and the people that get most mad at me are like WWE fans that want me to like it more than I do. So what am I actually achieving by just forcing myself to watch? You know, like so. I think a balance. Everyone needs their own balance. Basically, is what I'm saying. Some people, like I have friends like this, voice wrestling probably fit in this category of like they can consume at a very high rate, and it won't affect their enjoyment of the stuff they like. I'm not that way. I need to pick my spots at this point. I just can't chew through wrestling that way. You know. I can't. I've tried. I just can't do it anymore.
I am in just a different position because, like, look, do I watch Raw every week? No. Does this prevent me from listening to a Jackson Riker interview and hearing what he has to say and writing an article about it? Absolutely not. Like, I can still tell you what he's doing on the program and whatnot. I'm similar of like, it'll affect my enjoyment of what I'm actually watching. And because I consume so much of it from like the 9 to 5 part of my job, it's like, man, if I don't feel like watching Raw tonight, I'm just not gonna watch Raw tonight. Like I can get by on YouTube clips or Twitter timeline stuff, and I'll watch stuff that maybe I need to watch. But like, one, we're not match guys, so we're not gonna break that down. So I don't need to just watch, all right, this triple threat match and everything. But I understand why people were dunking on Ringside News for that. Honestly, like, I don't watch a lot of this stuff. I don't think anybody says, like, oh, I'm bad at covering this stuff. The shows I gotta cover, I obviously watch and I cover. But, like, it doesn't stop me just because I don't watch Impact Wrestling weekly. It doesn't stop me from, like, writing an Impact article and saying what, covering what needs to be covered on that.
Yeah, I don't know the context of it. If you're covering it like play by play, which I've done for Raw before, you have to watch the show, obviously.
Well, yeah.
We're not, but like, I don't know, some of the professionalism stuff I find to be. There's two things in my time in this industry, this business, Jeremy, that I have learned have held me back tremendously because I do not pretend to have either of them. Okay, which is A, professionalism, and B, reliability. I will not pretend to be some sort of Teflon cyborg man and never miss a day of wrestling podcasting to impress some dipshit who may offer me a job for no money. I will not do it, and many people will, and they'll tweet about, I haven't missed a show since this, I haven't missed a blog, and it's like, no man, like, I'd rather just like miss one because I didn't want to do one that day, and I think in your gig you have to be those things to a certain extent, especially reliable because you're doing daily news. I'm not doing that for podcasting, and I think people that are like are kind of ribbing themselves, bro. This is wrestling podcasting. Take it easy and have fun. I do want to say, there was a comment Northwood said, and this is an interesting one. Favorite non-wrestling podcast? Do you have many non-wrestling podcasts you go to?
No.
No?
I can't.
See,
I don't listen to podcasts. Like I just right. Don't like. I'm working, so I'm listening to interviews and stuff and doing that. When I'm not working, like if I'm driving, I listen to music.
Fair.
If I'm playing games, I probably have like a TV show on. Like if I'm doing downtime, I'm probably just watching like a show or hanging out or whatever. No, I just don't listen to podcasts, honestly.
I have some sports ones in my rotation. I like the Low Post. Rights to Ricky Sanchez, the Great Sixers podcast. I always like the Lebertard show. Always have. But generally, I'm not a big podcast guy either, as I scroll through my gimmick. I've talked about Red Letter Media. I watch a lot of Red Letter Media stuff. That's a big influence of mine. Film reviews and all that good stuff. I like Dead End Hip Hop too, who do the YouTube content. Have you seen their stuff, Jeremy? They're very, very good. I like stuff like that. I want people that watch these shows probably know like Like, I like stuff that's conversational, you know. I like the idea of people sitting down and talking about something you know, that they're either interested in, knowledgeable about, passionate, ideally all of the above. And that's my main kind of like, that's what I want this show to be. I mean, I messaged Jensen on when did we do that show? Monday? When was that program?
Sunday night.
My God, it was only 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Well, anyway, I messaged him and was like, listen, man, I was really thankful for that show because there are so many people that, and this is not a knock, but it's the truth. They're very reliant on their format, and you know, on Mondays they talk about Raw, and on Tuesdays they talk. It's like, it's so fun to just have pro wrestling talk, bro. Like, just actually, and we've done it a million and one times. And I know that on Sunday you had to do some work and you let Steve and I cook, but it's like, it's just nice. Just like, where are you at on the industry right now? Where are you at on the history? Where are you at on the future? Because to me, those bigger subjects, you can't hit them every day because it gets boring. But like, it can be a really kind of eye-opening conversation from both sides if you do it correctly. And if you're too lost within the moment, I think you miss that stuff, to me. Like, we don't have to search for narratives, but there's always a bigger conversation to be had. And just living and dying, well, this segment was good, wasn't it? Like, I think is really a boring way of doing it. Like, I really do. So I loved that, and that's my main thing with this show. If we can, the more it can be a conversation, which I think we do a good job of. But we obviously you could always do better, right? It's like the more we do that, the better we're at, and I think we always do a good job of getting guests on, and again, keep doing that too. Like, they're big. That's a big kind of influence of mine, and an inspiration anyway.
I think our Twitch shows are better than our actual podcast because our Twitch shows are just like laid back conversation shit like this that we probably won't talk about on our actual show, because that's when we try to do like analysis of booking or shows or direction and things like that, whereas the Twitch shows, it's just like, all right, let's just bullshit and banter for however long and just talk about the state of things. And don't get me wrong, I love our Thursday shows. I'm happy. Like, I think we have done well enough to differentiate like our show to, what was that, Joseph?
That was a motorcycle of some kind.
I think we've done well enough to differentiate our show to what a lot of people are doing out there.
Yeah, I agree.
Which I don't think we did, and like this is my fault. This was my original format of like, let's do 5-minute topics, and remember that gimmick? Wow, that worked.
Yeah, but I think there's something to that. I think the truth of it is there's a ceiling on every wrestling podcast because it's another wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
But I think the reality of it is you can format things and structure things in any which way you'd like. You need chemistry and you need content.
Right.
You know? So you need, at the end of the day, you need one or two guys that are engaging enough to listen to, which thankfully people seem to think we are. Apparently so. One of us at least is. I think we'll disagree on which one. But you need that, and you need chemistry, which I do think we have. So, like, I'm Cricket said you can do that format, and that's absolutely, we could have done that, absolutely, and I think we'd have done fine with it. I think our personalities are suited to what we do now.
Yeah.
But, like, the truth of it is, man, you could, not everyone, you can put them in 101 formats, not everyone's going to just be, like, fun to listen to. That's just, and that's not like, they've probably got skill sets that I couldn't touch, so I'm not knocking it, I'm just saying, it is what it is at the end of the day. Like, you can wrap it any which way. It's the same product inside the box. It's my thing on it.
Joseph, we've done 50 minutes, and we haven't actually done what we came here to do.
we change it at this point, or are we just like riding this thing off and dying? I don't know what we're doing.
I mean, we've got to book. We can book 2 shows in an hour. Yeah, because that's all we got to do. We got to book 2 shows because I think we said last week. Oh no, shit! Do we got to book 3?
No.
Yeah, because the pay-per-view is the pay-per-view is the last week of December, and I think we said we were gonna do go home, pay-per-view, and then 2 more shows at the end. So I think we're supposed to book 3 shows for this.
Wait, but we could do this week, next week, and then on Friday or next Tuesday we can do week 3, week 4 pay-per-view. Like, we could do that. Like, it wouldn't, we just wouldn't do 50 minutes of talk at the start.
Yeah, we just really have to actually
Yeah.
play the
Doesn't it
game.
rule that like England winning a game of football turned me into like some sort of retrospective, just sitting there talking about my life, my career, and where I'm at in the game and all this stuff? Incredible. Just for the things that happen in this world, you just never know. Well, but Riho beating Brock, sure, man.
Throwback Chase and Bits. He said, "Stay cool, guys. 100° here in Massachusetts. Do you see more local promotions becoming AAA of wrestling? AEW and WWE calling people up, using properly. Would this be an interesting idea? Thanks, guys, for everything you do." I mean, they sort of do that with some stuff, right?
You need to have promotions you trust. And
Yeah.
WWE, like, I mean, they did it with Evolve, but they just still end up, their hand gets too far in the cookie jar, so they end up having to control what the jar looks like. So, look, I think the independents are, I mean, the healthy independent system is very important because that is really our territories now, you know? And I think if you look at the greatest performers in the industry today, a lot of them are guys that really made their rounds on the independent scene. So it's invaluable. It's a question of how early do you sign guys in order not to miss out on them. But you don't want to stop them from getting that polish, right? Like if Kevin Owens gets signed at 22, he's probably not as useful as he ended up being. If an Eddie Kingston gets signed at 23, so it's a balance. I worry. My biggest worry right now is everyone's giving out so many contracts that everyone with a pulse that can take a flat back is getting signed. And I don't know if that's good for the industry, because to me, what made a Daniel Bryan so great is they actually came on with polish because they'd been around the world, you know?
Yeah.
AJ Styles thing. Hopefully there's a middle ground we can find with guys like that. That would be my ideal.
I'm Crackerjack. What's your suggestion? Go for it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to listen to it, but you can suggest it.
By the way, what do you think about... Are you optimistic after hearing the Samoa Joe talk about his future in the ring? I haven't listened to the pod. I've just read the quotes.
Oh, I mean, he says he's working for an in-ring return. I think he's coming back. I don't know when, but I said this after his first night in NXT. I didn't think they were going to like do those confrontations and setups unless there was plans for him to work at least one match. I just, yeah. I've listened to today's oral sessions with Peyton and Billy. There's already an article up on the site. Watch product.
Renee interviewed the Peyton and the Billy. Is that what happened?
Yeah, it was. The interview was done like at least a month ago, and then it was just held for this week because I think because you know Renee just had her kid and everything. I think Peyton and Billy are co-hosting/hosting a new episode on Thursday. I don't know if they're having a guest or if they're just like bantering with each other. Because Renee kind of alluded to it, and then she said, "Oh yeah, it's Iconics week on oral sessions." So yeah,
it popped me. I messaged the @confirmed shoot man. And I was like, he sent me underneath Jungle Boy's post all of the comments, everyone being like, "Hell yeah," you know, all the wrestlers. And Renee was on there, and I go to him, I go, "Dude, Renee has already suggested doing a podcast with both of them at least like 101 times in their DMs." And today Renee tweeted, right, like, "I want Anna Jay to come on and talk about Jungle Boy." It's like, that is Renee's shit, bro. She's like, she see that, she's like, that's a different kind of wrestling couple. I can sink my teeth into this one. We can get some podcast content. Very good stuff. You guys were going on a signing kick of every guy who was hitting free agency. Yes.
Yeah, but all of these guys, like, they're being offered deals from other companies. So you're gonna have to offer a written deal. They're not gonna accept a pay per appearance deal.
You may be able to get the money high enough, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you go really, really high, I mean, it's a good point though, because some of them may not. We should be finding, because we're still 6 weeks away from Doomsday.
It'll be fine.
But as we get closer, that's a good point. I am Crackerjack. Good call. This is our highest viewed TEW in some time, and I'm intrigued if the number will go down as we play TEW.
All right, let's book this show.
Okay.
If
you say so.
This is fine. Yeah, of course. Xavier Woods just organized a video game tournament and won. Just showing off. What a dick.
Do you think there's a chance they give Breeze one of those like Jessamine Duke contracts?
So here's yeah, I got you, Crackerjack. I appreciate the suggestion. People mentioned this on the Friday show. Like, I don't think Jessamine Duke cared enough to wrestle. Like, once she, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I think she was just like, yeah, I'm fine being a streamer. Like, let me just keep, because she legit streams like every day. Like, I think she's just fine with that. So she's like, oh yeah, I'll just keep doing up, up, down, down. And you know, with Breeze, it's a different story because I'm sure he could get a similar deal. But if he's like, oh, I want to go wrestle for Impact, they're not gonna be like, well, you ain't appearing on Up Up Down Down anymore if you're under contract with Impact. So
how dumb is that? When you actually really seriously think about it, how dumb is the idea of Tyler Breeze going to like Impact Wrestling and being in Swingers Palace and being like a fun upper mid guy, and WWE being like, there's no way you could be on one of our YouTube channels because God forbid people start watching Impact Wrestling. Like the idea that they are threatened, and the thing is, I know they're not threatened, which makes it even sillier. They just sometimes they have these walls around them. And it's just like Impact Wrestling gets 150,000 views every week, bro. Like, it ain't gonna hurt anyone. Now, if he goes to AEW, I kind of get it more. Even still, it's silly to me because it's like he's playing video games. Who cares? But like, I don't know, Jeremy. Some of this stuff's so archaic to me. I must say,
they don't even promote the channel. You know,
right?
Like, it's not like. It's not like Up Up Down Down. They're mentioning it. They're mentioning it every week on television or anything. Like, hey, check out Xavier Woods' YouTube channel. They don't even like mention anything about it. So, like, Woods has built that thing more. Obviously, he uses WWE name and platform and stuff to help boost that profile. But like, as far as the content he produces and whatnot, like he's done that a lot on his own, and then obviously with Breeze as well. Like, Breeze has been there from the beginning and is he's the second guy over there. So yeah, I mean, he uses his name, Austin Creed. Like, obviously people find him, like Xavier Woods. He promotes it on Twitter and stuff. So I'm not gonna be naive and be like, oh well, he'd still have 2 million subscribers even if he would never appear on WWE television. Like, that's obviously not true at all. But like, it's not like they really promote it and go out of their way to mention what he's doing. So
it's also like, I don't know what views they do, but like I feel like the audience that watches that channel, like, will just find out where Tyler Breeze goes anyway.
Oh,
like I really don't think it'd be a situation where they go, oh my god, Tyler Breeze, I remember him. This Google where he is now. Impact Wrestling. I'm going to add it to my DVR and watch live every week. Like, is that really how the world works at this point? Can we just open our minds and stop being dumb about this? You know, it's frustrating, Jeremy. That's my genuinely. I find it to be so silly. Some of this stuff.
They've built their own fan base with this stuff to where, it'd be like, if anybody who watches that, they would know. Oh yeah, Breeze he's here now. So it's not like they're gaining any extra boost for whichever company Breeze ends up going to. Like, if he goes to Impact, the people who watch Up Up Down Down will know he's in Impact. And they're either going to watch Impact for him, or they're just going to continue to not watch it. It's not going to...
Most likely, they're just going to not watch it.
Yeah.
You know, like, one of the ones that popped me most, okay? Oh, fuck, we're not booking again, but who cares? Daniel Bryan, he's the contract stuff with Bryan. And I said on a podcast, I was like, they should just let him wrestle in, like, Ring of Honor or New Japan.
Yeah.
And, like, you would have thought that I had said they should let him, like, do 10 pay-per-views for AEW. It's like... Do you realise, in all seriousness, do you realise how little effect that would have on WWE's business if he did a ROH TV? None. It would not affect them one bit. It would pop a number once, Ring of Honor, and then never again. Like, the idea that thought is, like, groundbreaking shows you how kind of backwards wrestling really is. And we need to seriously open our minds, in my view. Now, granted, when I say us and we, I mean the promoters too. And, like, we need to realise that we are operating with a niche art form, entertainment, whatever. And most of the people watching it just want fun matchups and fun moments. They're not going to think someone's a loser because they lost a wrestling match. For the most part. They may think they're a loser if they get bullied on television and get made to look like a fucking idiot every week. But that's a different thing.
ROH would put Bryan over Gresham anyway.
Yes. And I bet someone in the ROH office would go, wait, why is he beating our guy? It's like, you know they would. That's what these idiots do. They think it's like the 80s, and we're, you know, so backwards. It's like, who do you think's watching your shows, you idiots? You know? It's more as like me that have star rating spreadsheets. It isn't like the casual fan, well, Gresham lost. He's a loser. Like, it's the dumbest stuff. It frustrates me, but there you go.
Let's book a show. What did we do last week?
Um,
Moxley defeated the Repo Man.
Indeed.
Oh shit! How do we set this up?
Yeah, we have a triple threat set up for this week.
What is it?
It's Bob, Stalker, and
Brian. Yeah, Bob Stalker. All right, so that's the main event. That's gonna get plenty of time. That'll take up the majority of our show.
Wrestling Special Insurance and the International Confederation of Promotions territory style. Damn right it should, man. The more the merrier. Let's have fun with this. Let's maximise guys' careers and get the coolest matchups while we can.
All right, Brian's winning this to earn the title shot, right?
He is, yes.
Okay. 23 minutes, and that might be extended depending on what the rest of the show looks like.
A little we have to book around this.
Yeah.
Fair.
All right. I mean, that's half the show, at least right there. Okay. What else do we got?
Some of them shoot. What are we doing with Shooter Shane and Paul?
They won. Stephanie was at ringside. It was like, oh, Shane like took the pinfall for himself, right? Because he wanted to like show off to Stephanie. Yeah. I think we just do like a segment where
they're working Sid and Alexa, right?
At the pay-per-view? Yeah. Yeah. Sounded like a good idea. Yeah, they're working. I think we just do a segment this week of them. All right. So here we go. Here's a segment. Mm-hmm. They're talking with Stephanie, and Stephanie is like, I really like both of you, but I just need to see more. I need you guys to prove something here. And then Shane is immediately like, we're gonna beat a former world champion. Like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna beat a former world champion, and we're gonna prove just how whoever gets the pinfall like wins you or whatever, something like that. That's my general idea.
And then he should do the thing where he's like, the next former world champion I see.
Yeah. Okay.
He turns around, Sid stand there, and then Paul Lee turns around, and Alexa's standing in front of him, and Paul Lee's gonna have to like do the whole, WWE interviewer thing of spreading his legs a little bit so he's smaller. I feel like he can pull off 5 foot. And then that's what I think we should do.
All right.
But then I want Shane and Paul, like through the weeks, I want Shane and Paul Lee to do promos where they're like, how weird is it, Sid and Alexa being friends? Imagine, like what weird fit that is while they stand next to Stephanie.
All right, I like that.
Dude, did you see that clip someone posted earlier of an Attitude Era? Northwood, have a good evening, my friend. Did you see that clip of a Shawn Michaels promo where he was like, I have shit things bigger than you, X-Pac. Did you see this?
No.
This was an Attitude Era line, and X-Pac's like, how big's your asshole, man? It's really good stuff, groundbreaking stuff in the World Wrestling Federation. And like my line was definitely better because I can't see. He was like, how big's your butthole, dude? And Shawn sold. It was very bad. The Attitude Era, huh?
Whatever, that's fine. Yeah, sure, no script. Who cares? Fuck it.
I'm Chris, and I want X-Pac at the wedding. Fair. It's very fair. He would be a great wedding guest, to be fair.
Yeah, if we can get X-Pac, we will. All right. What else do we have?
Okay, what other matches are we building here?
I don't know, Joseph.
Yeah.
Big E and Lashley, that really can't be set up more until next week.
No.
Kelly and Britt. What can we do with Britt in the cold open? Because we got to start rolling a little bit on that one. Like Kelly's just won. I think they were like watching tape one week.
Yeah.
Is what they were doing.
Okay, we need to figure out some kind of famous Jordan exchange in which another player taunted Jordan, and we need Kelly to do that in some form or fashion. I do not know how. I'm not educated enough on the Michael Jordan lore, but we need it. We need it.
There's plenty.
You gotta have like a really iconic one. The problem with Jordan is like he always wins in the end, which is not ideal. AI, oh my, the crossover. Do we have the cold open be like Britt's getting shots up, Sid and Alexa are there, Billy's there, and then Tim Storm and Kelly come in, and he's like, after one full year of watching Ric Flair tape, we have now transitioned to Allen Iverson crossover. we challenge you to a one-on-one game. And I say the cold open ends there, and then we go back later for like the game itself. Like we have it as like a hook.
Okay.
You know?
Alright.
That feels like good television to me, Jeremy.
Okay.
Now the problem is, if we had to actually shoot this segment,
No. I got something different. I don't think it should be a game.
Okay.
I think we need like the cliffhanger of. So here's what it's gonna be. Because we can stretch this out for 2 weeks, okay? So they walk in and they do challenge to the game, right? And Kelly does the crossover, gets the shot up, footage gone. Britt is just so unhappy with this that she's erased the footage, and that's how the cold open ends. Like the footage is just gone. Next week we do a cold open of just a reporter or whatever, just like questioning Britt, like, hey, what happened to the game? Like it just cut when the shot went up and everything. And Britt is just like delusional stuff like, well, you know what happened? I won, obviously. Like, have I ever lost? No. So that's all you need to know, type deal.
Yes. And then in the background, Alexa rolls a tape where Sid is smashing it with a hammer.
Okay.
I mean, I can take or leave that part, but it is very funny for. Dude, Ray, speaking of that, I'm fired up for this Space Jam pop, brother. I'm going to go to the goddamn cinema for this shit.
My God.
I'm doing it. I'm going to go to the goddamn cinema and get myself some popcorn and pop my nuts off at Dame Lillard and Klay Thompson and LeBron James on the big screen, baby. And every time one of them comes up, I'm like, I know them. I watch them. I know the basketball players, folks. I'm not like you other Brits. JR's going to be there too.
Are you going to wear your Ben Simmons jersey?
I did not have a Ben Simmons jersey, actually.
Coward.
I would have to have burnt it like all of the other fucking lunatics in Philadelphia.
Do you have any Sixers jerseys?
I have like one of the Embiid like fake jerseys that's actually a shirt.
You know? Jersey.
Jersey, yeah, I didn't know it was the term. I have a couple hats. I like hats. My brother today got me an official AEW hat, so I'm now an actual member of the fleet. I don't know if I could ever wear that one because of the many connotations that would bring to my brand.
Yeah, you can't quite do that.
No. I mean, I can wear like Pride and Powerful shirts and not get in any trouble, but if I wear a hat, fuck, at the end.
We can recreate the Charlotte and Andrade photo for the cold open this week. Like, I'll wear my WWE hat, you wear your AEW hat. Like
that one they posted from like they're on like a boat. Fuck, man, that was like a GTA like loading screen, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
Just these wrestling couples are out of control these days, right?
They are.
So this, I mean, look, with all due respect, okay, this Jungle Boy Anna Jay thing is like, in fear of being a cynic, this is a moneymaker. You right? We agree on this, right? I think they can talk show these, but I think they can send them around, do some media loops, brother. This is like some pop star shit, you know?
Yeah.
They need a cool couple name though. Tony needs to get to work on that.
Jungle Jay. Usually that's how you do the. I mean, his real name's what, Jack Perry. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Jana.
It's not Jana, yeah.
Yeah. That
doesn't sound sexy.
No, it really doesn't.
I'll think about it. I won't. I will not think about it. But I still, it feels like my pal confirmed shoot goes. He goes, wow, Brandy and Cody versus Anna and Jungle Boy. I was like, listen, if Cody and Brandy win that match, I'll never watch wrestling again. Oh yeah, JR's definitely going to say something.
Oh,
yeah, that's for sure.
Oh.
He won last week, folks. He won.
Man, dude, Dynamite's going to be must see just for JR's comment on that.
Yeah, he's a jungle man, folks.
Dad would be proud of him. Dad is.
Oh, for fuck's sake. See what's phony. Yeah, you're right. Very normal thing to say after every event that happens on television. Very normal.
Alright.
Jim, bless his heart. I don't hate on the guy. But anyway, I like when he posts the cowboy hat emoji. That does pop me. Okay.
Alright, we need a match. What match are we doing?
A match?
Who do we have that can just like work?
I mean, the Van has been doing these tutorials recently, but she's probably not good at wrestling, right?
Nah, she's been doing these shoot promos.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Rules.
They like the Eddie Kingston promos. Did she talk about the other?
Yeah. Oh, she definitely, dude. She shoots on all these promotions, man.
Has the stock gone down yet after that promo? By the way, you know that he brought the World Wrestling Federation to its knees on. Did you see, Jeremy? Did you see that his Dark Elevation started with that promo? Did you see this?
No.
Dark Elevation started with after Saturday Night's Dynamite. Here's what Eddie Kingston had to say. Zeke was so fired up after that promo, bro. You just know, right? He's fucking right. They don't have that stuff on the other channel, man. Everyone. Taz, thank you, Taz.
All right, how are we debuting? Is he just gonna work? Is he gonna work a match and just win?
Yeah, I think his theme's got to be, well, it's the big show, right?
Yeah.
And we shoot him from, like, you know, and he's a giant. And Mark Madden's like, I know the singlet. I know that singlet. I've seen it before. And we pretend he's Andre the Giant's son.
Dude, big show against Goldberg. Here we go.
Wow, dream match.
Who's winning?
Taz, baby. Taz is going to hit him with a choke slam.
I figured we'd do like a double.
We'll figure out a payoff where he loses in the end, but not yet.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, I think he's losing to Alexa.
Fair.
And I think we're going to shoot the match.
That's a personal attack, 100%.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're blowing up the stretching colleagues, but I think we're going to shoot the match as though, like, he's actually 7 foot tall. Because, like, how much shorter is Alexa than Taz in reality? Like, 7 inches? 6 inches? We're going to shoot it like she's 2 foot smaller. In a David Goliath bout.
Alright.
So, right, we need a good match, though, right, as the opener? Probably.
Yeah, I guess so.
Is there something we can do with the New Day, folks? Now, are they still doing magic?
I mean, they're doing magic, but I still have to set up, like, the actual title match. So we did, like, the Scooby-Doo bit last week. We can just do a quick New Day win, because they'll get a good match out of anybody. And
should we set up for next week's TV main event? Should we set up some sort of Big E title defense?
We can do that.
'Cause he's the TV champ, right?
Yeah.
Is there a chance we can do one of the guys that have the tag belts and then we have connective tissue? Like
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say we either do, because he's facing Big E's facing who? Lashley.
Bob, yeah, but that's going to be simple build where Bob snaps on him because his ass wasn't good enough.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say we can do Big E against either Cross or Doink, or like a gauntlet type deal of the puppet.
I think Cross is probably the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's not great, but I feel like he's probably better than the alternatives.
Maybe. Okay, so we can do a New Day match, and then after the match, we do a after the match we do a Doink House thing, and they're mad that New Day came into their house and crashed it, and then they did the Scooby-Doo nonsense, and then Cross is like, we've already beaten you, we want
we want new toys.
Yeah. And like, you know what, I'll challenge it. If he can beat me, you guys can have your rematch. It's not gonna happen. We're gonna collect more toys type deal.
Louis, we would never push the Cross. Actually, Jeremy kind of has pushed him. He's made him the tag team champ, but I let Jeremy enjoy himself. By the way, speaking of the Funhouse, how great was it when Alexa kicked Reginald in the dick?
I saw you pop for that.
That ruled. That's actually kind of hard. Like timing wise, that takes skill, I feel. Right? Am I wrong on this? Like, she did like a back heel kick, and Reginald took it with such perfection. It was immense. Great job to the Reginald if he's watching.
Everyone likes Reginald.
What is that? Is that like a joke or what?
No, Sean had a report that like Vince McMahon was a big fan of Reginald.
Sorry to hear that. Have New Day faced Booty Pro and Curryman, or a babyface match. We should do that, and we should let them do the spots where they, the Jerry Lynn ones. They stand up like this.
No, but they don't stand up like that. Like they go
ass first.
Yeah, ass first. Yeah.
They still put their hands up, right?
Yeah, they still put their hands up, but their ass showing. We actually get like 11 minutes out of this.
Look at this dude. Louis says Alexa's back heel and Ethan Page's cock punch. Good week for low blows. That's, you know, I said this to Bob on Patreon. Me, my brother are one team on TEW, and JR, who may still be in the chat, my other brother are another, right? Well, they're not a team anymore, it's a whole thing. But anyway, my Dangerous Alliance, Jeremy Lambert, the Dangerous Alliance, Paulie Dangerously, we're rocking with the Men of the Year, Andrade, Alexa Bliss, Brock Lesnar.
Wow.
That's a hot territory, right? That's a hot goddamn
Have you put this together in TEW yet?
I've got it, like, we've not quite finished booking it, but that's where I'm headed to.
Okay.
I am getting my ass cooked in TEW, though, because they're both, like, my brother's just a cheat, you know, he books shit that he doesn't want to, like, he's like, and then I'm going to have Brian and Randy Orton do a 50-minute talking segment, and it's like, well, what do they say in this segment? And he's like, well, you know, like, he wants to fight him, and he's like, you just want to get 100, you're just cheating, what are you doing? Very cowardly. I don't believe in such cowardice, I'm a spreadsheet guy, you know this, Jeremy.
Yes. I don't like doing that when I'm playing TEW either. Like, you can easily, sure, rig it and, all right, let's do 20-minute match each week between our most over guys and whatnot. Do long segments.
Yeah, what's the point of that? You know what I mean?
Like, who wants to actually, like, play the game? Like, you know,
yes.
Just do your bullshit ideas in the game.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's literally, at the end
Your
of the
brother
day,
is a coward. I don't like
he is, yes. It's just a formula. You know, it's like a spreadsheet, you know, that decides the numbers here. And so, like, I'm Cricket said he chooses somewhere in between as far as his philosophy. And look, don't get me wrong, I'm going to try and give a great main event to get a good grade, but to me, that's just booking.
Right.
Like, every booker turns up to their TV and is like, we need a good main event tonight. It's just when you start doing it, you go, oh, this is a soft show, let me put my two top guys in a segment they don't need to do. You kind of be a coward.
Yeah. All right, we need, like, another segment just to get the ratio down.
Well, the van hasn't done one yet,
okay.
right?
We can do a shoot with the
Eddie
van.
Kingston.
Van shoots on the competition.
Bob O'Neill messaged me and he goes, man, today's been unbearable, huh? I go, yeah, it's been brutal, right? I said, he didn't even really say anything. Bob goes, I haven't watched it. He's so scared. He's so scared. He's reading all these tags and he won't even click on the thing just to watch it and see what actually happened. I was like, all he really says is like, yeah, our promotion's better, right? LOL. And people are very upset, but yeah.
We still need... Maybe we bring this down a little bit.
Doesn't have to be this epic. Can we have a segment where Sid tweets, Nia Jax, please blow me up in a church, a la Bob O'Neill? I think it would have to be about Alexa, though, because that's what Brit's going to get jealous. Yeah.
Alright, we need, like, another segment just to...
It's worth noting, I'm correct, Jack, that Sid is not marrying Nia. Bob Lashley is.
Yeah.
Fuck. Bob's turning heel.
What do you do now?
Bob Lashley, I mean. We can't do the heel turn. Ignore me. We can't do the heel turn. Because we need it to be a babyface pop when he marries Mrs. Arse.
Oh.
Sorry, Mrs. Hole. So we'll keep him babyface and they'll just have a babyface match about Arse. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. Good job, everyone. I'm correct, Jack. We appreciate that because you actually reminded me of something. Okay. Greg says, I've booked a segment with the Briscoes kidnapping Swoggle. Very fair. Very fair. He defends this by saying it's about fun. You should ask Swoggle how much fun he's having with that one, pal. That'd be something. Do you remember when the Briscoes would think like we could actually watch those guys and they wasn't like hidden away on Ring of Honor television and we didn't have to pretend to watch it? It's very sad. I read these top 10 tag team lists, Jeremy, and I only got some problematic views, but they're a pretty great team and no one even remembers they still wrestle. It's tough, right? It's difficult.
I don't remember that they wrestle at all.
He's honestly, and you know who else is like that? And I feel for him especially because injuries fucked this guy up. Dalton Castle, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, he was one of the hottest wrestlers on, but he's completely off the scene now, and he still wrestles. Like, it's Ring of Honor is difficult. It really is difficult in terms of relevance. It's tough.
All right, here's our show, Joseph.
Tremendous.
Okay.
Yes, Louis. There'll be Mr. and Mrs. Arse because Bob is Mr. Arse, and Nia is. Remember, she said hole that time on television.
She said, "Ow, my hole."
Sorry. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Layers and levels. Okay. Oh, fuck. Tim Storm dragged it down. Oh, shit,
Kelly
man.
didn't do great in it. Her crossover not on point.
Liar.
Yeah. That's fine.
Cowardice.
New Day with
This works.
Yeah.
That match would actually be great, wouldn't it? This got over.
Yeah. It'd be fucking Daniels and Taguchi against New Day. It'd be fucking awesome.
Just doing arse-based offense.
Yeah.
And also New Day doing like magic at this point too, which is even better, you know?
Fucking awesome. This did way better than I thought it would, honestly.
Fair.
I mean, it went into a B. I thought it'd be like a C. It's fine. They were just on screen and they were just like one last ride, because you know they say that in like all the Fast and Furious movies. They were doing that in like Fast 4, and now they're at 9. They're like one last ride.
I did not know how many of my friends were big Fast and Furious guys.
Really?
Last week, I didn't realise this was like that big of a deal to people, so I will not comment any further on the Fast and the Furious. You know?
You're a coward, Joseph. How do you not like the Fast and the Furious?
It's just not my shit, man. It's not my. What's this about?
Oh, we're changing. Sure, he's completed gimmick change. I don't even know what he's doing. That's fine.
Cowards.
Who cares? Is it debut?
What the fuck is this?
Taz. Taz isn't a great wrestler, man. Like,
why does Taz's giant gimmick not get over? I assumed he would have all the requirements. Oh shit, man! The van.
I feel like those segments are getting better. Are they not?
No, I think they're getting worse.
No, that sucks.
Yeah.
There we go. Strong segment here.
Strong, very strong.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be a great segment, objectively.
It really would. All right.
This should have been better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is the Stalker debuting gimmick? I don't get why guys just debut.
Yeah, I kind of just we haven't seen him on TV for a while. Just debut a gimmick.
We have got like somewhere between a C+ and B- for legitimately. Oh my god, Tom Latimer has re-signed with the NWA. The business is back. Ram has re-signed with Impact Wrestling.
There we go. We got Johnny Swinger. I don't even remember what we're doing. He's just at the wedding, right? Like, that's just
he's a good wedding guest, right?
Okay.
He's gonna get killed, I imagine.
I mean, everybody's getting killed. Like,
but like, I mean, he'll get like sniped or.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I would say everybody's dying. What are you talking
Who
about?
is Loki shooting again?
Is he shooting Dexter's dad? Is that who he's shooting? Scotty Too Hottie?
Because remember the idea was he was going to shoot someone.
Yeah.
And Sherlock's were going to be like, yeah, but no one cares about him. He had a fair point. This whole thing. You know, so it was something like, and then everyone would assume the murderer was Loki because he has legitimate guns on him and he just shot someone, but he is actually Natty Neidhart, right?
Yeah, Natty is going to be revealed as the villain for the Fast and Furious, and then she has the big time bomb of Takahashi.
Yeah. Layers.
Who's the van beating? Larry Steve.
Yeah. Not our creative peak on this series, the old Larry Steve outing, but you know we have our ups, we have our downs, folks. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams is excellent. I like his stuff a lot. He's very, very good. The Foundation stuff is very good. I just haven't watched enough in a long time. Good match, by the way.
Great show, great match.
Swinger host the bachelor party. That could work. It would rate terribly, but again, we don't care about these things. RH contract offer, Jeremy.
I don't think we have really anything for PJ Black.
No, I'm sorry to see him. Did you see, like, when Bob O'Neill was watching Dynamite the other night, every wrestler came out and he was like, sorry to see him. Sorry to hear him. It was tremendous.
So Neil he doesn't like the AEW, does he?
No. He was like, sorry to see Kenny Omega. And everyone in the replies like, why, you fucking dork? And he's like, well, he once tweeted something mean about WWE. Whatever he said.
Remember when he called T-Bar Dominic Dickhead, and people were very upset.
See, that's objectively tremendous. You can't argue that.
That's great.
The thing about Kenny is
PCO a face or a heel? Does it matter? It matter.
He's a murderer, so he'd probably be a heel.
Okay.
Is he a murderer?
I don't know. I have no idea.
He's a suspect. He certainly is. Look at the amount of signings we're trying to pull off here. Good lord.
I mean, we've got them all. It's just a matter of friggin'... Why did we get AJ Styles? What are we doing with AJ
That's who Loki's killing. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's coming up to do a speech, and then Loki's going to murder him on site.
Are we doing the Big Show as mini, like with Taz?
Yeah, he's his little brother.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
only 5'5".
I don't remember half these guys that we tried to sign. We're doing Walter and Brian as my redemption
Yes.
match. That's the only reason we're getting Walter.
Can the chat help? Is that true about AJ Styles? I remember there was someone that Key was going to shoot. No, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. He's definitely getting killed. What the bit was that Tommy Dreamer is going to murder Paul Heyman.
Yes.
They're going to arrest him, thinking they've got the murder, and then come back and Lexi are like, nope, just killed Paulie. We're going to let him off on this one. That's what we're doing, right?
Yeah, that is the bit. Why? What is AJ Styles doing? He's just at the wedding. Oh wait, he's paying tribute to Gallows, right?
Oh,
like he's there
yes.
to he got a spiritual message because he's a man of Christ. The AJ Styles, he got a spiritual message from Doc Gallows to be at this wedding.
Yes, which is a tremendous rib when you consider how it ends up.
Yeah. Penta's just there because he's Penta, right? Like
he could be a murderer, right? I mean, like, look at Penta's picture. I mean, that is. I said this on Sunday or whatever, but like seeing him without the paint was one of the funniest. He just looks like the most ordinary guy ever. With the paint, he looks like an assassin. It's tremendous.
I listened to an interview with him, and he had the paint off, and it was. I mean, we saw it on Dynamite, but then seeing it for 40 minutes as I watched this interview, it was weird. It was very weird.
It's actually like his look is so epic, and we kind of take it for granted because we're used to it. Oh my goodness. NXT UK.
NXT UK ain't getting Walter.
I think I've said this before.
Yeah, is the only
but
one
I was in a local toy store, and I wanted to see if they had the All Elite Fleet. Just to I hadn't seen them in person, And you know me, Jeremy. I want to be a figure guy. I'm just a coward.
Right.
And the only two figures that they didn't have in stock from that series or whatever was Penta and Phoenix. And I was like, that actually makes sense, right? Like, I could 100% the 10 kids in the world that still like wrestling. I could see them being like, oh, these guys look cool. I could put, I could have these guys wrestle the real stars over at the World Wrestling Federation. There's many Chris Jerichos lined up. I assume they already have enough Chris Jerichos. That's my guess. It was pretty surreal to see Orange Cassidy in a toy store. I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
I want the Orange Cassidy figure.
Bro, they're cool, right? I did. How was Utah Machine Gun, bro? Listen, okay. It's a 4-minute match, so don't expect it to be a good wrestling match. Machine Gun was locked in though. He hasn't wrestled in front of a crowd in a singles match for a long time, and it reminded me of how he can go through the gears in terms of intensity. I don't know what they're doing with Cole. I think they're setting him up to wrestle Kazarian in a singles. I think, but it's a good watch from his perspective. If Yuta gets a little bit, and they protect him on the finish, it's worth watching. The best match on Elevation is Kyle King and Riho, or the main event, which is great just because King and Penta are like gods in front of that crowd.
Joseph.
Yeah, I've just seen some incredible ones.
I don't know what we're doing with them, but we gotta get the Bad Luck Fall, right?
I mean, I feel like Matt Bloom himself is a target, but Bad Luck Fall is
Oh.
I kind of feel like Bad Luck Fale is legitimately, he just is Natty's Bond villain heavy,
He's just a henchman.
Yes, and he wears cat makeup.
What are we doing with Bloom? What was your idea there?
And he just pops me. His face is funny, right? He's just a funny guy to look at.
That's fair.
I always like the story of the Machine Gun Cole Anderson tells about him, where they hadn't spoken in years, and he went to his house and they sat down and just sat in dead silence. And after 2 minutes, Bloom was just like, "Do you want to have a beer?" It was 11 in the morning. They had nothing else to talk about. That was it. They explored all conversation. They just wanted to get drunk. That always popped me, and for that reason, I think you should just be a drunk at the wedding.
All right, so I'm gonna try the pay-per appearance deal and see what happens. But if they sign the exclusive deal, I've never done this, so I actually don't know the gimmick on this.
Yeah, I don't really know how it works. I think, to be fair to the I'm Crackerjack, I believe that's who it was. He was saying Tommy Dreamer was a good example of someone that was on paper. We could have just got him that way. I mean, let's be honest. We can just cheat and do some brothering if we have to.
Yeah.
It's not like we're living in a real universe here.
All right, we've got Walter to come in for his one match against Daniel Bryan, and Penta to come in to
murder someone.
Just be Penta.
Yeah.
He's gonna
I'm imagining like Loki
Miedo.
standing there. Oh yeah, he does that a lot.
Yeah.
Imagine Loki standing with the guns.
There's Loki.
There you go. And like Sherlock, she's like, dude, you really gonna show up with guns? We have a murderer. She's like, I look like a murderer. Look at this dude. And Penta's standing there just doing it over and over again, over and over again.
Oh my God, L.A. Park.
He's with Penta. He has to be with Penta. LA Park rules so much, right? Have you signed Machine Gun Carl Anderson yet? When AJ dies, Carl can pull out a machine gun. Fair. We have not. He's under contract, sadly.
Yeah, we're not going to cheat enough to where we're going to shorten contracts. If they're free, they're free, but we will not shorten contracts. Angel Garza, I don't really have anything for him, right?
I mean, he did recently shove like a rose up someone's asshole, but other than that, it's...
Brody King.
Nah, we're good. What did Tank Abbott say on the radio?
Who gives a shit? He gets nervous before matches, especially when it's pretty high up the card. Well, don't have to worry about that.
You wouldn't. That's why we don't push him much, right? Just for his nerves.
Alright, we've got Dreamer.
Loon Dog. Here he goes. Yeah, see that we're paying him so much, like we're paying 30 grand an appearance, you know? So
yeah.
Probably not going to match that, are they?
No. Okay, that's fine then.
How outrageous is it he's their head coach? Like, I'm not knocking him. Like, everyone seems to think he's a good guy, but like, it is insane that he's their head coach, right?
Yeah.
And, like, what's his most memorable WWE outing? Like, fuck.
Oh, him and Baller. They're good friends. My God.
Yeah, I finally can like JR again. I had some extensions.
God, I thought JR was going to be free. Oh, there are some good extensions. I like Candice LeRae. And no idea what we would do with her, but I do like her.
No, I'd rather she live.
Fair. All right. Oh, man. All right, come on. Big money on these extensions. Oh,
fuck.
That sucks.
That sucks. There could have been so many exciting people.
All right, we got a WWE one. Come on.
Thank you, Bray Wyatt.
Come on. Oh, man, that was disappointing as shit.
That sucked.
God, I thought we had JR for a second, and then we had a WWE and an AEW extension. It's both just...
JR just screaming offensive linesman until the thing blows up. Incredible.
All right, well, we've got Fale for a lot of money. See, his is it's 26 days or whatever. I don't think that does anything.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're a liar, I am, Cracker Jack.
It says the NWA are looking to the future there, which is the first time they could say that for 30 years, which is interesting. Jim Ross, what do you think his row is with Jerry Lawler? What do you think he's upset about?
What would he be upset about? It's got to be football. Like, Lawler said something disparaging about Oklahoma. That's it.
I actually think Lawler outed Jim Ross as a pervert when he posted the cowboy hat emoji.
Nah, Jim won't care about that. He's like, yeah, I thought everybody just knew. He's like, hey, that's the bit, right? Like,
I'm imagining an interview with Lawler, like doing some like serious, me do round. He's like, you got to evolve with the business, I can't say that stuff anymore, and it upsets me when Jim's still doing that stuff. Like he should know better. The world has changed. I'm imagining Jim just like comrade being go, chat me up, Jim. Jim just fucking eviscerates Jerry the King Lawler.
I still think it's Oklahoma football. Said something wrong about it.
Yeah.
All right, anything good here? Oh, we got WWE contract offer. Do we want the Sami Callahan, Joseph?
Fuck no. Actually, we could. I mean, we're blowing it up, so maybe it's better. All right, WWE contract offer is the Fiend, Bray Wyatt. I think.
Come on, man! If it's the Fiend.
I like Drew, but no. It's not fun.
He didn't really do anything.
Do you remember when Drew was like getting over on TV for a week?
And then his contract expired, and then he re-signed, and then he was never heard from again.
It seems like he's like a coach, so I guess that's fine. Good luck to him, but we have our murderer, folks. We have
Art has arrived.
We've got our murderer. God bless.
Right. This is a big show here because we got some debuts and whatnot.
We do?
Maddie's got a debut as the villain. And just in
Wait,
like a vignette.
I didn't know we were doing that.
Doing
I
what?
thought she was just going to reveal herself at the end.
Oh, is that what we want to do?
I just thought we were going to have, like, you know, they get someone they think is it, and then bang, Sherlock's is shot in the head, and it's Natty with a smoking gun, and Bad Luck Farley standing next to her. That was my take. Look, I'm for it. I just thought that, to me, that was the ultimate murder mystery. It's someone everyone knows, but she's not on the show, you know?
Okay, that's fine. I was going to debut her as, I mean, obviously the villain in the Fast series. Can we do a voiceover with Natty, but like it gets altered?
Yeah.
It's an altered
You should be
voice.
Bad Luck Farley's voice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe what you do is, this is where you set up, like, to me, what you have 3 arcs, okay? At some point, we start the clock that's ticking for the time bomb.
Yeah.
Right? Which is Hiromu.
Yeah.
At some point, we also establish that without referencing the same day or on the exact same days, the killer's like, I'm tired of being chased, I'm going to reveal myself. You know?
Okay.
In a vignette style, with the muffled voice or whatever. But then also, obviously, after the pay-per-view, Brit's going to be like, I'm marrying Sid next week. So we have these 3 threads, and we're also going to have the Bryan match as a big match. We have these 3 threads where it's like, no one is realising all these things are going to come to a head at once. Everyone is walking to their demise, you know? It is the ultimate triumph and the ultimate tragedy, Jeremy, you see. High drama.
Okay. I have a pitch on something here.
Okay.
You know how we were trying to figure out like who wins as world champion?
Mm-hmm.
I think Bryan's got to win at the pay-per-view.
Agreed.
And then the wedding episode, he starts this. And he's like, you know, everybody, Bryan just wants to wrestle, right? Like, he hates this ass bullshit. He doesn't care about this wedding. Like, he wants to wrestle. He starts, and he's like, we're here to wrestle. We're here to fight, whatever. Open challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Walter comes out.
Agreed.
The announcers are going crazy, talking about, oh, remember when Walter and Bryan went into business for themselves in that match? You know, this whole reference. We leave it up to the game who wins. We don't pick a winner for that match, Joseph.
I'm for that completely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm for that, definitely.
Right. It's 1 hour, too. It's a 1 hour match.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so that's the pitch on ending that. All right. So with Natty, well, then I guess we don't have to, like, debut her this week.
I think what we should do is, the first one we should establish, I think, is the ticking time bomb. Because that's a month away, exactly. We establish that one. I think we shoot a big angle with the murder at the pay-per-view, where the next TV, the killer in a muffled gimmick or whatever, is like, I'll reveal myself next week.
Okay.
You know? That kind of thing.
Okay. So the cold open this week is, at least we know sort of what we're doing.
The press conference deal with Britt, basically, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Tremendous.
So Bulls press conference, footage smashed.
I'm imagining her in front of like a big screen and it just cuts to like Sid's just like, I can die already.
What if we have oh, here you go, Joseph. He's smashing with a baseball bat. First off.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Here's the thread, here's the Easter egg here. The bat has Alexa's name on it. It is a gift from Alexa.
And that's like when we reveal it in a month, when people recover from everyone dying, they can do their Twitter threads and be like, look, here it is.
Yeah. They're gonna go back, they're gonna rewatch everything and be like, man,
wow.
The pieces they were trying to tell us this like 3 months ago with this Alexa and Sid story, and they're gonna find these little Easter eggs and stuff.
Dude,
Alistair Black's gonna be on Twitch telling you all.
Just leave him alone, dude. I felt so bad for him. The other day, someone tweeted and was like, Meltzer says he's coming into the AEW, and people are like, I'm bored of him. I was like, the poor guy. He seems like such a nice guy.
He does. I listened to him talk with the former Aiden English on Aiden's like whiskey podcast. Yeah. So I listened to it today.
Yes.
He's a very he just enjoyed his experience. Like, bless him. Like,
awesome to his fans too.
Yeah.
From what I can get.
Like,
very good to his fans.
He seems like he's a great guy.
Yes, and that's where you and I think, try our best to humanise these poor people.
Yeah.
some people are just cutting the guy's head off, and it's like
I do.
he was into his shit, you know. He wasn't like
yes. Look, I'm all for that. I like that he's trying to do this Easter egg stuff. I think he's trying to do it in the wrong company that they don't give a shit. Is is the biggest issue. That's not on him, but I love that he's trying to do this. Shit, we're trying to do it with our show.
Dude, it is interesting that Sean's getting these scoops about the 90 days. You know, the no compete clauses. That is an interesting thing. If that becomes a trend, we are going to slowly edge back to the late 90s where it feels like anyone can show up at any given moment. That's kind of neat, right? Like, if we can... I mean, I've always thought that was one of the lamest things. You have to wait for 3 months to see what a guy's going to do. It'd be tremendous if now people just show up. It'd be great.
Weird. It's weird that, like, you know, the releases last year, they had the 90 days and everything. Like, everyone waited 90 days of... like, to just, like, talk about shit.
I thought this exact thing, and I thought I was being a dumb fuck.
No.
I was like, Gallows Anderson did a countdown just to talk about this.
Yeah. Everyone's waiting 90 days to talk about it. Because Sean, when all this stuff happened, I was like, oh, cool, like, 90 days, it'll be here. And Sean's like, oh, yeah, I'm doing an interview with Chelsea, and, like, we're just going to release that now. I was like, huh, what? You're doing this now? And he's like, yeah, they can talk about it. Like... like, dude, last year when everybody got released, everyone just waited 90 days. Like, no one was saying shit.
Yeah, so I thought the exact same thing. I was confused by that. And that's... I really think that there are some guys that are too in their own bubble to realise it. But, like, if I was a manager of some of these guys, man, you can really do some cool stuff in terms of capitalising nowadays. Like, you got options now, right? In terms of what media platform you use, what wrestling promotion you go to. Like, you can do some cool shit these days. I hope that these guys are smart enough to do that, because it's a very unpredictable landscape. You should capitalise on it if you're a great pro wrestler that's lost his job, you know? But anyway, back to booking this shit promotion. It's cold open, yes.
Yes, we've booked the cold open. Sorry, I was replying to somebody buying tickets to the Point God tour for the Cleveland show, so...
By the way, where are you? Do you know where you're seeing? Are you getting there for Rampage in St. Louis?
Say that again?
You know, but you're going to St. Louis, right? Full Gear.
Full Gear, yeah.
Are you doing Rampage?
I haven't decided, so that's going to come down to sort of what we can work out, what the EP and I can work out.
Okay.
Because we're not sure if we're going to do both Rampage and Dynamite. If we're going to do one, if we're going to do just one, if we do just one, which one we're going to do. Because I think we want to do the Pittsburgh Comic-Con on that Saturday as well. So we're trying to figure out the scheduling on that.
Because my friend, the confirmed shoot, has booked, for inexplicably just to pop himself, has booked the top row of the arena. Here's where he's got his tickets. So
for
now
Rampage?
Yes. So now Bob and I have also got the top row of this of this venue. So now, whenever you decide what you're doing for Full Gear and all that good stuff, you should probably get in and sit with us dipshits at the top of the fucking arena, because apparently that's what you do when you're a cool kid.
So wait, confirm shoot as the top row of the arena for Rampage.
Yes, this is the November one, not the one you're talking about.
Okay. You're confusing the shit out of me.
Bro.
Okay.
No, I was like, what is this affair? I was very confused with you.
I was confused that way, because we had mentioned, when I think of Rampage, I was thinking of
I know, I got that.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Are you going to Rampage in November, the day before Full Gear?
I would assume I'm going. I don't have... I will talk to y'all about tickets and sitting top row with you dorks.
Mr. and Mrs. Shu, Roberto O'Neill, myself and my brother will be attending in the top row of the arena.
Okay. The EP's not coming to St. Louis, so...
Yes, I was very confused what effect...
Yes, I thought you were talking about Pittsburgh Rampage, because we'd mentioned it yesterday, and...
Pittsburgh.
Sorry. Yeah, because we mentioned it yesterday, and when I'm thinking Rampage, that's the one I wasn't thinking of Full Gear Rampage, because we just talk about Full Gear. Okay.
Top row tickets were $28.
I'd say they're probably priced pretty well.
Yeah, see, that stuff shocks me, because here in Britland, the WWF will come through and it'll be like £50 just to get in the damn building. It's very sad.
Yeah. Alright, main event is Big E against Cross. We'll try to give this like 15 minutes. I don't know how well it's going to go.
We'll try. This stream's gone far too long. It's outside. It's
Really
what happens
is.
when you take 50 minutes to book. But like, the people were enjoying that conversation though.
They were.
It was like a reset, right? It was like we were just seeing where we're at in the world of professional wrestling media.
Yes.
It's good stuff.
Okay. Alright, we still got half the show to book. Alright, so we're gonna do countdown. Who's like the... Alright, so the face of this kind of countdown is gonna be Yano and Kat. Like, they discover, like, the bomb.
Yes.
They discover the countdown.
Yeah, and you know in Hiromu's theme where he just keeps going, time bomb, you know that part?
Yeah.
That keeps playing out of it.
Okay.
And, yeah. That'd be very funny. Now, so, I'm for this. I think we should do a segment, like an actual wrestling segment with Jon Moxley and Daniel Bryan. That's my take.
Okay.
I don't know what it looks like, but it feels like we should do something that's like an actual wrestling thing with them.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how we play it. I'm just trying to figure this out. Like,
I feel like we just like give them, like we just do a in-ring promo. Bryan comes out, and I honestly think they just dunk on the entire. Fuck it, we're killing the promotion anyway. They just dunk on the entire promotion. Like all this bullshit going around.
we're the best two wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And we may
like,
be surrounded by shit, but we are.
Yes, like you know, you've got New Day. They're they're doing magic. They're just bearing everybody. Like,
Yes. Moxley's like, I wrestled the Repo Man 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's like, I'm tired, like, just done. Like, it's going to be me and you. We're going to find out who the actual best is. Everyone say, and you yourself, you call yourself you're the best in the world. You come here, you wrestle these guys. Moxley even puts them over a little bit. He's like, hey, you're getting great matches out of fucking the Kiss Demon. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing great.
Yeah, that's what like Iron Cracker just said about debate. They're not debating. They're just like, this place sucks.
Yeah.
But man, I'm gonna kick your ass. Like,
Yeah.
there's no the debate is limited to like they both just think they're gonna win this match at the pay per view.
Right.
They both agreed they should never have signed for this promotion, which is fair.
Brian's like, I didn't have a choice. Like 8 minutes or so.
If you're so strange, this is probably complete bullshit. Like, I feel like these guys have never worked. Like, I feel I have no memory of these.
Oh,
men wrestling.
1-on-1? I mean, they did a ton of
Trio,
those.
yeah. But like that feels like a different guy, doesn't he? At this point, Moxley and Ambrose.
I mean, that was early in. Moxley's
Exactly, that
run.
was like the original Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
So I mean, they've definitely done TV matches. Like, they've just done singles. Even.
Dude, I just searched for Brian. Like, apparently they've been together in some capacity in 95 times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How old is it? Like, I hear that program, like, man, that's red hot, that's fresh.
But it's crazy that, like, it hasn't been since 2018. And before that, it was 2015.
What did they do in 2018?
It was AJ and Seth against Bryan and Ambrose, where they teamed up actually, a tribute for the troops. So like, it's a throwaway type gimmick. One-on-one matches though. Let me see one-on-one matches. So they've had 12 one-on-one matches, and the last one was 2013. It was Raw. Just set a match 2013 Raw.
There you go. Yeah, I mean that's what I assumed. It was just one of those TV matches while he was feuding with the Shield. That was great TV when Bryan was feuding with the Shield, right?
Yes.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Right, we need a couple more matches here.
They've only had three. They've only had 3 TV matches their entire.
Oh, so I wasn't much off base then.
No.
It would be a pretty big deal, wouldn't it? I don't think we'll ever see it, but there you go.
Okay.
What should we do?
We need like a match after the cold open. Who could use like a win or something?
I'm kind of in on doing another Sid Alexa match.
Okay.
Like, because you transition from the cold open, they come out as like, they're pure babyface at this point, right?
Right.
So, you know, Alexa's really the babyface, because the idea is Alexa's, like, after everything to suffer through a legitimate year of this shit, she's now, like, starting to, you know, maneuver and infiltrate in a way that's fucking Brit over. So, I think we do that, and we have them wrestle the formidable team of... Oh, shit.
The Goon and the Repo Man.
I mean, sure.
I have a segment.
Involving these people or
No,
something else?
Something else.
Okay. What a great team sitting the lecturer.
So have we figured out like how Lashley and Nia are like kind of fully coming together here?
I don't know if they are. I really don't know. We could do like a romance, or we could just have them just be like married.
Okay, so here's your sort of my pitch. We use Swinger as the swing man here. Like,
Okay.
he has an interaction with Nia, and Nia is just she wants to be in love. She wants to find her one.
Oh, okay.
Johnny Swinger is like matchmaker, love guru type
Yes.
guy, and Swinger's like, I'm gonna find you your perfect match. Okay, and we can do a dating vignette. So I watch a lot of shitty reality TV, Joseph. It's gonna be sort of like Married at First Sight. Okay, so we're gonna do some reality dating vignettes of like, oh, Nia just not the perfect match. Swinger finally wedding. The wedding reveal. That's when she's gonna first see her husband, and everybody's gonna be like, of course, Mrs. Hole, Mr. Of course, this makes perfect sense.
Yes. But she will not see his face, right?
Right.
She'll see his asshole.
Right. She'll just see his ass.
We will shoot it as such that she is like this, and then we'll do a smash cut to Bob's ass. That's what we'll do. Okay, this is production talk now, Jeremy. I'm just looking at the details of this. Everyone will expect it to cut to Bob's face, and it will in fact be his ass.
Okay.
I've got this covered, don't worry.
All right.
I'll tell Kevin Dunn.
Okay, so Nia looking for love. This is how we debut Swinger as well.
I mean, like, objectively, these would be funny segments.
Yes.
But they just would be. Because Nia's like...
Nia's good at, like, this stuff.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably her biggest issue is that she's better at this stuff than being mean.
Yeah.
Because you just never buy her as a badass. Even though she could definitely beat the shit out of both of us. She doesn't come across, like, as a badass, does she? It's a shame. Okay.
Alright, we've got, we can do, like, a short match and another short segment.
Wait, how long did you give the Sid Alexa tag, Jeremy?
Oh, I don't know.
That's a big match, pal. The Repo Man's a top guy.
Alright.
This needs
8 minutes?
That's a classic. That's something I'd review on Patreon. That's much better.
Who can get
Has the van done a promo yet?
No, who can get... I was going to say, who can get, like, a quick win, and then who can get the van... we can do the van promo, but who can just get, like, a quick win? Do we bring in... or do we have Taz get a win, and he's just got Big Show next to him? Like, what are we doing there?
Wow, I'm really trying to figure this out here. What do we do with Taz? And... Oh, man. It's difficult.
Nobody's been murdered lately. Should we murder somebody?
What if we... we probably should... Based on the fact that the whole promotion is built around it, we should probably kill someone, yes.
Okay.
I think Giant Gonzalez should be killed.
We just want to kill Giant Gonzalez?
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, if the gentleman has passed away, God bless him, but I saw his name on the roster list, and he feels like a tremendous murder mystery victim to me. You know?
Okay, let's have Taz beat Giant Gonzalez. Alright, Battle of the Big Men here.
Oh, that is so good, Jeremy.
And then after the match, it's just his bodysuit is laying in the ring. And that's it.
And then Sherlex and Stoke come out and they're like...
Yeah.
You know, and Stokely's now starting to be like, oh my god, there's something going on here. Like, this is as weird as Lex said it was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm for this.
Okay.
Dude, this match, like... This is what BP Dub dreams are made of. Taz, Giant Gonzalez working a big man match. Wow. Incredible. Like, I guess Gonzalez has to just work on his knees, right? He has to, I guess.
Yeah.
For the sake of the business.
Okay, and then Gonzalez has died. R.I.P. Giant Gonzalez.
Indeed. If that is a real thing, I apologize. Take me, brother.
Oh, well, it's more of Stoke and Sherlex being in the segment. Who cares about Giant Gonzalez?
Was he not there? What's happened to Giant Gonzalez?
He's dead!
But, like, why couldn't he be in the segment? Oh, you just was telling it because he sucks. Okay.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but what's he doing in the segment? He's just laying...
He's not actually in it.
Yeah,
Right.
he's not actually in it. It's
Point.
just his bodysuit.
This is a very good point. I didn't think about it like that.
Okay, there's our show. What a show.
It's a great show, objectively.
It is actually. It's pretty good. All right, here we go.
It should rate well, I think.
I mean, yeah, there we go. Bulls are back, baby.
Yeah, we'll do a Kelly B show this week, and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
This is a great match. What are you talking about, Jeremy?
Yeah,
See?
it was good. I was looking at the Scott Hudson, Mark Madden. That's what I was commenting on. Whatever about.
Yeah. Fair.
I wasn't.
They
Even
do
looking
suck.
at the rating, and I was also looking the bees that Alexa and Sid pulled. Very good stuff by them.
Yes.
All right. I mean, yeah, these segments aren't going to rate well. Whatever.
Yeah. We know they're good, though.
Yes.
Same with this.
Yes. They have good chemistry, Joseph.
Run it back. Okay,
Oh, we can't.
seriously.
We've murdered Giant Gonzalez.
Do we do, this is a genuine question, do we do one of those WCW style deals where, like, this was previously filmed and they have a 30-minute match on the B show? Do
yeah,
we do that?
we can do that. We can do that.
Syndicated TV, bro.
Yeah.
This was okay.
They've both were just re-debuting the detective gimmick, even though they've been on television before.
Oh, this show is certainly something.
There we go. Not bad, actually.
Crosby's, like, fine.
Yeah.
Which is, which is fair. Let's be honest, he's fine.
Yeah. All right.
I thought that would do better.
Brian gets knocked because of the gimmick nonsense.
I thought that would actually be an A, I'm going to be honest, but yeah, whatever. I'm not really going to care about it. The promotion's dead in 3 weeks. Wait, LA Park was re-signed with the MLW. It's just, if it's paper, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not exclusive, right?
All right, we've got Hiromu. Yeah, it's non-exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have just signed him to a written deal because it's not going to affect us either way.
Poor Colt. When he lost out on LA Park. Fightful legend, Colt Bauer. Does the van have an arc kit, or is she just shooting the shoot? She just shoots on the business.
Yeah.
She's not yet established if she likes any wrestling. She just thinks it all sucks. Sometimes she's more specific. Sometimes she's just like, what are you guys doing out there?
Oh, shit, Taz can't wrestle on B shows.
Damn it, just do a Kelly match then, that's fine.
Are we doing Kelly or the van? We gotta do Kelly. Van wrestled
Kelly.
last week. Yeah.
Just give us some momentum.
Ever beat Glacier.
Hell yeah.
Remember I was like really trying to push Glacier early on?
Lasted approximately 2 weeks, and then he had a shitty match with Brian, and he was like, never again will I do anything. Sure. It was in like the first tournament we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
It ruled.
There we go.
This was good.
Yeah.
Hell of a match.
I mean, it probably would be great, honestly.
Yeah, especially over a 28-minute runtime. I'm sure that would go great.
AEW has signed Jeff Jarrett. Oh my god.
I'm convinced that'll actually happen at some point.
All right, let's see if we can close out with a nice contract extension. Nice victory here.
Indeed, that would be tremendous. The Fiend Bray Wyatt would be like.
Oh man, could you imagine?
It's too much for me to imagine. Like I would just collapse in my chair. I couldn't do it. All
right, here we go. We've got the Butcher.
Oh, the Butcher's a killer. He should kill someone. Sean pointed out, remember we did PN Pals where he was a rap talk segment?
And then we found out PN News was a piece of shit, and so we're like, if we drop that one.
Dude, the Butcher is gonna have they're gonna go to he's gonna be being a butcher, right? Chopping up meat, and they're gonna find loads of the bodies, and it'll be like set up, it'll be like we got him, and then the next week they have to do a press conference like, nope. No, it was, it wasn't it. He's got an alibi. He did not kill the 20 people that are in his...
The NWA got Jeff Cobb. My God.
Fuck. I'm sure that will go swimmingly.
Wade Barrett. Do we want the Wade Barrett?
No.
Okay.
I guess he could do the I'm afraid he got some bad news before it blows up, but that feels like over.
Yeah. We got enough,
Yeah, we've got enough guys that are going to show up to die.
Yeah. My God, they headlined with Bayley against Nikki Cross.
Oh, man. See? Oh, shit.
Look at this co-main event. Braun against Tyler Bate? What is this show?
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, the thing is, I would love to say that Bayley-Nikki thing is unfair, but their matches were pretty... they were like a C+, right? Like most of their matches.
All right, we've got Matt Bloom. I have no idea what we're doing with Matt Bloom. You have just...
He's going to be drunk at the wedding.
Okay, sure.
He's gonna be talking about the Machine Gun Collar Anderson like he's the one that died, and he's gonna be like, I fucking love that guy, man. But what do you mean you love? He's still around. No, man. Do you not see what happened? You guys run a battle royal for him. It's like, no, it was Gallows. It was the other bald guy.
Greg Carr says he kills Larry Steve and caters the wedding. The butcher.
Did not intend to run back the Larry Steve. I'm going to be honest with you. Sami Callihan signed for the NWA. They've also signed Matt Sydal.
Well, sorry to hear one of those things.
I mean, what is happening in the National Wrestling Alliance?
I don't know.
They seem to be the only hot territory in this business.
They've got Jeff Cobb, Sami Callihan, and now Matt Sydal.
Like, they're signing guys. I never see them sign anyone on TEW, you know? They must have gone up in size.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's what Cricketer said, yeah.
Maybe.
They must have.
Hold on one second.
Okay. My God. I don't know if the folks can still hear me, or we're all holding on. I don't know. I can't hear Jeremy. I also can't see him. Oh, they can hear me. Okay, Jeremy's nodding. Folks, almost wrapped up here. We have 2 more days. Hopefully we get a big free agent before we head out. This has been a very long TEW stream, longer than usual. This could be a moment here. If Jeremy's off mic while we get a big AEW rejection. Oh, God. The blade, you know, I don't know, man. The $30,000 payoffs. Okay, fair, very fair.
We had to sign the blade, Joseph.
I know, you're right.
Look at that! Look at that picture.
It's fair. It's very fair.
Like, I saw that. I didn't even know who it was at first. Like, the fuck is this guy in AEW?
They're not actually signing him, which is very rude. So we should sign him.
Yeah, that's not nice.
We should. Yeah.
Okay. No, whatever. Oh yeah, they definitely moved up in size because they're increasing production and stuff. What kind of shows were they putting on to where they actually moved up?
Oh, I'm sure that wasn't good.
All right, here we go. Last day to try to hopefully come up with something.
Fiend Bray Wyatt, folks. Just think about this. Fiend Bray Wyatt. That's what we want.
Anything?
No.
Sheamus? Do we want the Sheamus?
Not really.
Riddle?
Sheamus is one of those guys that he's like an objectively good wrestler that if I never saw him again, I'd be like, cool, man. I've had a lot of Sheamus in my life. Riddle definitely not. No.
Demi Bennett? Oh, dude, you know who I thought that was?
No.
When I first read the name, I thought it was that. Remember for like a month they had that Bachelorette girl on there? I think her name was Demi Burnett. And I saw Demi Bennett, and I thought this was the Bachelorette chick.
By the way, I want to compliment the World Wrestling Federation and Bruce Pritchard because Bruce has managed to get to a position where he can pin Asuka in 2 minutes, and I didn't see much dialogue. Did not see much back and forth. So, Bruce, you've done it again, brother. You've made another one as beatable as the rest. Well done, pal. Good job, folks. Good job.
All right, that's going to wrap up today. We booked 2 shows.
Well, we sure did.
Plenty of content.
It was a good podcast. I don't know how good it was as a fantasy booking session, but what do people expect at this point?
Yeah. All right, we'll be back Thursday with the post show, and then Impact co-stream, and that's it on Thursday. That's it for the week, I believe.
I believe so.
Yeah. Unless we just decide to do something whenever we want.
We could. Alexa just posted a video of her tagging with Nikki last week. That's good.
Good for her.
I'm going to have to unfollow Alexa for this because I do not really appreciate having like childlike imagery on my Instagram. Sometimes people see what I'm looking at on my phone. It's not ideal, but...
Thanks, guys. Y'all enjoy... Oh, you're good. I am Cracker Jack.
Yeah, you're all... We're
Yes. You know we don't take anything serious around here, so you're good, buddy. Hope everyone has a good Tuesday night. Watch NXT. That's on tonight, right?
Don't watch it.
I got to. I have to.
Don't watch wrestling.
I gotta watch Power in an hour. Let me tell you how excited I am.
Bars. Hashtag bars.
Yeah. Y'all have a good night. We're gonna raid Speedball. Tell them hi. Or don't. But tell them hi.
Okay. Are we off?